The stream cough had to just live back there in the throat waiting. Hello! YouTube, Twitch, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, more Greedfall. My cousin, D'Artagnan, has been cousin-napped. I can't hear the game. That doesn't seem right. No? My volume just low? Yes, actually. Huh, I'll be damned. The game is there. It was on my end. Silly me. Right, so we gotta go find our cousin. He went, first of all, lurgied up to the eyeballs. That man is dying. Horrible disease running through him. Not great. Thank you for the visual metaphor of trees on fire. That sums up what my cousin's going through pretty accurately, I think. We found a shaman, a medicine man local to the island, who seemed to be putting, the best efforts into curing him, and even, coming along nicely, healing the guy up. Took him out into the woods to do a ritual. I'm gonna assume it was mostly harmless. Hey, Arg, how's it going? And, they were attacked by some unknown force. Maybe these bears. That would be a little bit easy, though. Some things attacked our cousin. Petrus, what the fuck were you doing? Something has attacked our cousin, and we need to go and find, rescue, demand answers from parties that may or may not have been involved. It's a complicated business rescuing cousins, but there it is. I'll be honest, I know I came up this mountain. Fine as usual, what's up with you? Doing alright. Living life. One step at a time. Usually stumbling over other steps and falling and injuring myself, but it could be worse. I took a personal day tomorrow. I will stream. I don't mean that. I mean from work. I took a personal day, so that's nice. An extra long weekend for me since it was Thanksgiving Thursday, and I didn't work Friday anyway. So that was a nice, refreshing, long weekend. Honestly, I'm kind of ready to be back at work, I'll be honest. Been bumming around at home. It's like, one more day off the force. And then I'm back to it. I say I'm ready to get back to work. That's how you know something's clearly wrong with me. I was thinking, changing topic entirely, I was thinking that, come the new year here, 2022, I changed the notifications, because they've been that way for basically a year at this point. I know it's been a year because people are resubbing to me that have been around for 13 months. And that's about when I got notifications, so they've been that way for about a year. Probably time to change them. Give them the old update, fresh coat of paint. Kidnapped cousin, is his wife single? Well, he's my cousin and he's not married, so no matter how you slice it, it would be weird if we pursued that avenue, Adrian. God, I'm the complete wrong way. My map reading ability is not good. If we happen to find a map with my cousin's location, we're doomed. I'd be like, alright, 3 steps east and somehow kill myself. You idiot. The map said go to the west side of the continent. You went to sleep in a Wendy's parking lot on a different continent. How did you... Medieval times are a shit show anyhow. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. This is slightly better than medieval times, though. Case in point, I have a gun. So, yeah, we're more like industrial era, I suppose. Maybe not industrial, that might be a little bit far, but, we're a little bit past medieval times. More in the colonial era, I think one might say. That was a massive waste of ammo, by the way. I should probably go buy more. I'm running low. I I'm heading there, apparently. Question Aiden in Wenshevine. I'm going to New Serene to buy some bullets. I'm running low and my gun is useful. You'll overcome all obstacles with the power of friendship and this gun I found. I mean... What's the Beatles song? Friendship is a warm gun? Something like that. And hey, whatever works. The power of friendship, only matched by the power of guns. That's just the plot of Persona, isn't it, now that I think about it? Specifically Persona 3 and 5. I don't think guns are in 4. I might be wrong about that. It's been a while since I've played 4, but I know in 3 they need to, like, pop themselves in the dome in order to summon Personas. Bit dark, but that's true. That's what it is. And in 5 you have melee weapons and guns. Not a clue about 4. Can't remember it for the life of me. Do you have bullets? Or this sword? I'm looking for... I mean, that's a much better gun. I'm intrigued by that gun. I've got plenty of money. I can't use it. Accuracy and all. Consumables. There's ammo in here. Yes. He's got 4 bullets? Come on, man. That should be infinite. God damn, dude.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Yeah, get some more bullets and we'll talk.
Come closer, good people.
Guy in Vampire carried more than that guy. Also, I can't... Okay, I can't shop with him. Only Naoto had a gun in 4. Yeah, that's right. That rings a bell. Maybe they would have solved their problems much quicker in 4 if other people carried guns. Not, you know, fucking Yosuke. Don't give that guy a gun, but everyone else probably would have been alright with a gun. Hey, Spiral, what's going on? Is it Yosuke or Yusuke? I know they're fucking all over the place with that name. They love that name, just with one letter changed. I think it's Yosuke. Fun fact, Spiral, Yosuke is 4, Yusuke is 5. Yeah, that's what I thought. Fun fact, Spiral, I've added more emotes to the channel because Twitch is letting me do that now, so feel free to take him for a spin, look at him, check him out. I think you might need to be subbed to get most of them, but I think with channel points and following, you can get a few of them. But they're there, and hey, if you'd like those tier 1 subs, why not subscribe to twitch.tv/tokenlad? We'd love to have you on YouTube as well. Always push the merch. And in this channel, my face and the channel are the merch. Mainly the channel. Actually, more the chair. My face area, but definitely the chair. Everyone loves that chair. Face, people could take or leave. Alright, you're the medicine man's, bum chum or whatever.
I've heard stories of your exploits. Thank you for all you've done. It's unusual for us to be offered aid by a Renaigse. It seems my Tiern was right. You are on Ormenawi. How can I help?
I point out I was trying to be evil to this group of people, but the plot sort of demanded I help them out, so... Anyway, people are just gone.
Katasak has disappeared. Would you have any idea as to where he went?
What? But my Tiern followed you to help you. How would I know where to find him?
I don't know exactly what happened, but he took my cousin to a particular place. A place to perform a ritual. Their escort was attacked. Decimated by beasts and by magic. And my cousin and Katasak have disappeared.
And you believe that the Tiern has taken your cousin and killed his soldiers? Your heart must beat in shadow to believe that the man who offered you his hand only did so in order to better...
It does seem convoluted.
My son, your master may not be involved, but there are several traces left behind that trouble us. Controlling the wild beasts.
People in the West are
using
famous for their
control.
British accents, isn't they,
No
though?
colonist is capable of that.
How can you dare?
Aren't they just?
After what your own Mind Shakers did to our village,
Mind Shakers.
you dare accuse my master?
Perhaps your master had it in mind to exact vengeance for what happened here.
Petrus, I will not allow you to cast shadows upon the head of the Tiern a moment more.
Alright. Okay. Maybe now that...
That is enough.
Seems like bringing Petrus might have been a bad idea.
Answers to my questions. My cousin is in danger, and your master is certainly also. Help us find them.
Could have maybe not escalated the issue there,
I do
Petrus.
not know how I can help you.
There may be a way. I found these vials of
Lost
potion on the
reputation.
battlefield. Do they belong to your master?
They could very well, but let me see them closely. No, they are not his.
Just a little.
This potion does not seem like any of those my master...
By melee gun
I do
combos.
not know
What the
this
fuck is
smell.
this aesthetic?
The plants used to
What,
make
the
it do
accent, you
not
mean?
come from here. Another Donegad must be implicated.
Or like the
None
setting
I
of the
know
world.
would attack Katasach. May the trees protect us. Who would attack the water that heals? The earth that feels? They must be in grave danger.
Grave danger.
I sincerely hope that we will find them. That they are alive and well. I must go. I need to continue my investigations.
When you have discovered anything, let me know.
Seems low fantasy conquistadors invading Celts. Yeah, it's you know what? You summed it up nicely. We got anime man, we got Western man, Western movie man who for some reason is British, and we got high elf fantasy man. Oh, well, to be fair, if you're referring to my guy as the Western man, I dressed him like that, so that might be on me. We do have a pirate and a churchman, though, with Celts. Regarding the melee gun combo, are you meaning, like, I don't know exactly what an axe gun is, but I assume you're talking about shit like, the sword gun from Final Fantasy VIII. Squall's thing. Which, yeah, it's a completely absurd weapon. Melee weapon having some sort of gun attachment to it or such, yeah. I mean... Is that not more... Isn't that kind of just what a bayonet on a gun is? You've taped a knife to your gun, so now it's kind of a melee weapon. And hey, who can forget the beloved Gears of War weapons, which are just, I've put a chainsaw on the bottom of my rifle. Don't ask questions about where does the chain go, and isn't that like 300 pounds, and wouldn't you need to fill it up with like gas or something, and it gets stuck constantly, and why would you put a chainsaw on the gun when you could just shoot the guy for all the effort chainsawing a dude will take? Don't worry about it, it's cool, there's a chainsaw on the gun. You should be going, wow, that's rad, not, hey, that doesn't make any sense. Pedantry! Hey, Penguin, what's up? But yeah, no, this is, the setting is very, I mean, kinda nailed it. It's low fantasy conquistadors who, like, speak with British accents, but have French stylings of architecture and class structure, invading an island full of Celts in order to find a cure for what is essentially Deus Ex Machina disease. Deus Ex illness, if you will. Good old generic illness of black around the eyeballs, feel like you're dying / vomiting, you know, good stuff like that. Looks like I can maybe get to it through that path up there. I'm gonna assume that's the way to go. Which means I probably need to go around here. How's Vampire's ending? First of all, I got kind of sick of all the fucking dialogue trees. We're right there at the end, and they're like, hello, what can you tell me about the arch-vampires? And it's like, I get that you're setting up a sequel because you thought this would do better, but come on, let's wrap it up. The actual ending itself, the boss fight was good. Had some twists. In hindsight, it was a little bit lackluster. They were basically like, no, I'm a monster, you can't be with me. And he's like, no, it's fine, I'll find a cure. And she's like, well, if you say so. And they live happily ever after. It's a little bit, well, I mean, that's nice for them, but, you know, it's not the most exciting of endings, let me put it that way. Nothing wrong with that, I guess, but it was a solid 6, 7 out of 10 game. Bayonet's having a small knife is not the same. It's clearly not the same, but... I mean, that's basically what a bayonet set out to do. Let's make this gun better at hand-to-hand, close-quarters, melee range stuff. And as I said, other than axe gun, which I have no idea what that is, again, many melee weapons with gun attachments is kind of dumb, since it's not very practical from what I know. I'm trying to think if you could do one, and I mean, I'm no expert, so clearly people would have thought of these before I do. I would think, like... I was gonna say maybe a lance or a spear, but then the design in my brain basically turned it into just a bayonet on a gun. So, maybe I'm not qualified for this. I imagine sequel baiting sucks, especially with no sequel. It wasn't exactly bait for the sequel, it was really more setup for the sequel. Like, they were establishing more to the world, almost, in Vampire. Like, these characters and organizations and powers that exist, who hadn't been named up until this point. And then the game just kind of ends, and it's like, okay, will we see more of them? And it's like, well, you would have if it sold better. Fair enough, I guess. But, no, the main characters all... It tied up its loose ends, mostly, for the characters. It's just there's some parts of the world that never get addressed. Probably the biggest dangling plot thread is that nothing really happened with the Brotherhood. Not the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood were the guys that the Doctor worked for. The vampire hunting organization. Nothing ever really happened with them. We chatted with the guy who seemed to be cool with us, and then...
You must have gotten lost to have come this far from nowhere.
It just kind of ended at that point. It was like, well, that's probably something that was meant to be resolved later, but it just wasn't. Obviously.
Pardon my dismay, but we don't get many official sorts around here. I am Captain Idris.
Pruin, thank you. Guard of Pruin.
I am the ranking officer in charge of this outpost. What can I do for you, sir?
Yeah, about this guy.
I'm looking for Constantin Dorsey, the island governor of the Congregation of Merchants.
A governor? Here? Whatever would he be doing in this rat hole?
Well, that's what I'm here to find out, you stupid idiot.
His men and his camp were attacked. They nearly all died. But we found no trace of his body, which has us hoping that he may still be alive. Wounded and holding up somewhere, or even captured.
Have you cast your suspicions in our direction? I hope this is a joke. We've had neither reinforcements nor supplies for weeks. In my book, we've been totally forgotten. I wouldn't risk the few lives remaining to attack a governor's camp. I'm not crazy. I'm truly sorry for your cousin, Excellency, but we haven't seen him. And we definitely haven't kidnapped him. The region is dangerous. The natives are heartless. You should be looking in their direction.
You do know that we found the bodies of several men from the garrison up there, don't you?
How could you be sure?
One of them was carrying a note, signed by your hand.
Boy, when you put it that way.
I had hoped they'd have survived and would eventually return.
That was a huge gamble on that bluff guy.
Doing on the cliff top.
They were monitoring the zone. They were to warn us of any troop movements. We have lost too many men to surprise attacks. We decided to take initiative and be ready yesterday.
Stop futzing with the ice.
Saw some strange lights up there. But I was hoping...
And you didn't go and see for yourself?
Stop futzing with ice when I have a canned beverage instead.
And you don't do anything.
So the last of my men give up their lives for nothing as well. You can think of me as a coward if you like.
I will! Thanks!
I'm taking no more unnecessary risks.
Why do I have the feeling that you're holding something back from me?
Because he's a terrible liar. Anyway, insist or speak. You know what? Here's a quick $50. How about you just tell me what happened and we skip the witty back and forth banter, huh?
I can see how difficult your present situation has become. I'm certain you haven't been paid either for quite some time. I cannot solve all
This
of
looks like a place that definitely has places you'd spend money.
that one, at least.
You know,
A little gold would certainly improve the morale of my men.
there you go.
One of the men
They
I
can spend
posted
it on the
there
stores that
returned
you
during
don't
the
have
night.
here.
A survivor. Excellent. Did he tell you what happened?
He wasn't able to say a word. He collapsed unconscious 2 steps past the doorway.
Hate when
Our
that
nurse
happens.
sits with him, but there is little hope that he will come back to himself. His wounds are extremely serious. He's just refusing to die.
I'm sorry to hear that, Captain. Perhaps we could do something for him.
Go and see the nurse. Perhaps you can do something to help the poor boy. I can't take it anymore. To lose another man. Anything else?
I can't take it anymore. To lose another man. Anything else? Get you guys some, like, water or something? Yeah, no, I'm good,
I
actually.
need to be going.
I would very much like to do the same. Safe journey, Your Excellency.
I think I'll just go and have a word with this survivor over here. Then I'll probably need to run and fetch medicine for. Or if I'm lucky, I'll already have the medicine. It's happened once or twice. They send me to get something and I just have it. Which I always like in games.
What are you doing there? This is an infirmary.
I know. I've come to
It's
see the
funny
wounded
hat land.
soldier. The captain told me you might need my help.
That is very
What
kind of him.
what on screen makes you think there's funny hats about in
What are
this
you
land?
saying? Is the soldier?
No.
Is it my cowboy hat, her
I've
weird
been asking
turban
Captain
thing
for
for a
weeks to
nurse?
escort me on a mission to replenish
Tri-corner hat
reserves.
over there,
I no
or
longer have a
church
single
man?
remedy. And now that we have a wounded patient,
Maybe.
I can only wipe water on his brow and hope.
Do you know what type of remedy would allow him to survive?
Yes, at least I think so. It's a known potion that heals burns.
I see. Give me the recipe. We'll go and see that it's prepared for you.
Thank you.
You know what I like about
Because of
Pokemon?
you, this poor boy might be able to survive.
Yeah,
his
alright, they
wounds.
come up with names for the animals. Or Pokemon, if you prefer. That makes more sense. They come up with their own unique names for Pokemon, and they're usually a pun. Like, I don't know, the Fire Slug is named Macargo because it's magma and escargot. You get it. When it comes to things like a burn heal, a known potion that heals burns, it's called a burn heal. And it's like, straightforward, got it. I'm gonna find out this potion that heals burns is called the Maligulant or something like that. The Malinforkite or some nonsense. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why call it that? Hey, instead of a burn, can I bully you into talking to me, or nope? Okay, I don't know what the mission marker's having me do. Probably hasn't updated now I think about it. Question, oh yeah, these guys. Acquire the antidote and bring it to the survivor. A sovereign potion against burns. Excuse me. Excuse me. Ugh. I've got the burps. Alright, so it's outside, clearly. And it suggests I need to craft it, which, yeah, alright. I think I have a point in crafting. Let's see what you need, this sovereign potion against burns. Needs nightshade berries. And that's it. It just needs nightshade berries. Hey, I've got news for you. That's just death. You're having me brew up a murder potion. I don't know what nightshade does where you come from, but where I come from, that will kill the man. Like 99% sure, that's what nightshade does. I don't have high enough required... Ugh, fucking god. I don't have enough required science to mash some fucking berries into a potion. It's called a blender. God damn. I guess I'll go do the other story mission and hope I level up in the off time. Question Deidre, Oltan, and Dunkus, the clan leaders. Dunkus, huh? Alright. So what made you decide on sideburns and a soul patch? I was trying to be evil, and that screamed the most evil to me. And while I've succeeded in part, the game seems determined to not make me too evil. Whenever the natives happen to come along, as evil as I try and be to them, and disrespectful, purely for the sake of this playthrough, I always end up helping them, because the game doesn't seem like it wants to progress unless I help them. I'm hoping there's like a travel stone somewhere around here. Like a signpost or something. It's bounties. All the village clans have like a stone that lets me travel. Don't be evil. Evil sucks, except when it looks cool. Evil's generally more fun in a video game like this. I made the mistake of being good in Vampire, and it didn't pay off for a number of reasons. I feel like it would have been a more interesting game if I was eating people as a vampire the whole time. And then I try and be evil here, and it's like, you can't really be evil. You can just be kind of a dick. Which makes the whole mustache-twirling gimmick, like, more and less fun. It's so over the top when he's just being kind of a rude dick. But at the same time, I'd prefer to, you know, like, throw someone into a volcano or something. I don't see a way I can warp from here. Which is annoying. Yeah, it's contracts, that's crafting. You didn't put a fucking... Okay, alright, whatever. Okay, I can go make camp there, at least. Which is a warp spot, so... Head over that way, I guess. But yeah, no joke, I'll be like, twirling my mustache. And ultimately, in the game, all I did was convince a guy to, like, tell me something he'd have told me if I just slipped him $5 anyway. And it's like, oh, what a monster. What a heartless fiend I am. Cheating that guy out of $5. Night Stalker, what's going on? What happened to the old lady in the green and candy cane? Ah, that was a while ago. We set up a fight where Candy Cane was placing bets and led Mr. Kane to believe that we would be taking a dive in the fight, only to fucking deck the guy and win the fight, costing the lady in green a bunch of money. And now that we have that over her, we've got like that hard blackmail of now you owe us a crap ton of money because we fixed a fight. That logic works, don't look too closely at it. She has to do favors for us and shit. I'm looking forward to it. It's in the VOD. It was last part, so... I think we have... It was on Petrus's side quest, and we have one more step in that, at least. Petrus is taking way longer than Vasco did in order to get all his side quests. Because apparently he knew our birth mom or something like that, and that matters to my guy who had a mom or a mother figure that he cared about very much, but now there's this stranger he's never met before. He's suddenly curious about her. And the blood cult. Which one? Gonna have to narrow that one down a wee bit. Oh god, how the hell do I get over there? Jesus Christ. Look at this map. How have I not been over there? What the hell? Alright. Somehow it's gotta lead over there. Probably this way. If you're referring to, I think the Blood Cult when you were last watching. Okay, yeah, this is the way. I think the Blood Cult was a group of natives that appeared to be sacrificing each other. And, well, that was meant to be, we found that as evidence for the good church-going people to, like, take up arms against them. Which... I don't really remember how that was resolved, I'll be perfectly honest. I feel like I told them, hey, they're doing bad stuff over there. And then I just kind of moved on, left them to deal with that on their own. Like, yeah, they got a blood cult. I'm not fucking with that. Have fun. Peace! There's more than one. The natives in this island. Yeah, the white cowboy hat. Those guys. Yeah, yeah. I basically just reported them to the white cowboy hat woman and said later. You missed it, though. One of my favorite bits was I was told to undergo a trial of, like, water. It's like, in order to speak with the village chief, you must undergo the trial of water. And I was like, alright. And I get to a very similar thing to the tree puzzle, where there's a bunch of altars and I have this vision dream type thing. And it's like, how are you gonna solve it? And I had good enough agility that I could just climb a wall and, like, skip the puzzle. So the trial was solved by just climbing a wall and looking at the answer over in the other room. Because I didn't need to do the puzzle. It was great. All hail the mighty Chosen One. A guy who can do some seriously good pull-ups. Yo, upper body strength saves the day again. Fuck Chosen by Destiny.
I am Ulan, chief of the village of Vignam.
Hi.
You have a peculiar face.
Boy, you are one to talk. I was not gonna bring it up, but then you had to fucking go and make fun of my mustache.
The mark of the Onol Manawi. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
You look a guy with a handful of flour fucking slapped you in the face and ran off giggling right before I came in, and you're too embarrassed to mention it, but you didn't have time to wipe it off. Anyway, yeah, about the High King.
I am looking for the High King. It is
I didn't even clip through, I just climbed the wall.
I would like to help you.
Clip through is giving it way too much credit. This is a legit answer, just climbing the wall.
Has decided to walk away from our world.
I was told that you were one of the last to have seen him. Perhaps he told you where he was going.
The other kings and queens already complained that I am too close and too near the Renoixe. I fear that they would consider me a traitor if I revealed to you what I know. But if I could count on your support,
Excuse
I would
me.
be happy to help
I
you.
get that to a degree, Arg, but that's... I've never really bought into that plot point. Bits from Night Stalker. Wow, near Cousin's Cake Factory. He's been kidnapped, actually. We're looking for him. Kidnapped, disappeared, something. We're looking for him.
Of the great city of
it's fucking... God damn it, Hikmit. I've been trying to avoid that place because they were under siege and I kind of let them die. Oh, well, guess it's time to face that music.
About what?
But yeah, no, the plot point where it's like, I was... This person I thought was my parent my whole life isn't really my parent, and I've been being lied to. It's like... To a degree, I guess, maybe, but... You know, it's not like I've ever known this birth parent of mine. I don't know why I used quotes. It's not like I've known this birth parent of mine. I've been raised with this family my whole life. When I think of family, I'm going to think of that particular group. I'm not, even if I'm not, you know, blood related to them, that's who raised me. That's my family. I don't... Fire Emblem did that with their, last, maybe not last, one of their 3DS entries.
He could be attacked at any moment.
One of their 3DS entries, it was like,
Very well.
you could either... The big plot twist is like in the first act at the end of it, it's revealed that you, the player, have been being raised by people that kidnapped you as a child. You've been sort of being raised in their family. And depending on which version of the game you bought, you could either side with the people that had raised you as, like, the conquering enemy, or go with your blood relatives as the defenders of your country. I immediately went with the conquering family, because A, that's who I would consider to be my real family at that point, and B, evil's way more fun. Save his cake, the precious cake! Yeah, we're trying. We are trying. Alright, so what's the mission having me do at this point with this guy? Question him. Okay, well, I mean... Hi?
To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
The mission's telling me to come here. And there's something to do with Hikmit? Wait, what? Hold on.
Nothing. I must go.
Is Hikmit an optional mission? Champion of the arena. Talk to Petrus. Yeah, we're working on that. Communicate Olsen's offer to Hikmit. So I don't have to do that, though.
To what do I...
Yeah, because I feel like if could I just lie about the Hikmit
Go
thing?
and find the governor of Hikmet. This meeting is of the... anything else?
No, I'm required to do this, I guess, but it's just not marking it as such. That's
I must
weird.
go.
Alright, well, let's go to Hikmet. Like I said, they got kind of sacked. So that's gonna be awkward. Just going to visit Hikmet over here. Hey, guys. Listen, I know you don't like me. And furthermore, currently the people in charge, you know, they usurped the throne here. Those of them that weren't executed, the natives of Hikmet, probably not a fan of me since I left them to die. Really just not going to be a warm welcome is what I'm saying. What's happening? I need to go to Hikmet because for some reason the village chief wants to have a word with the current governor of Hikmet. Which was definitely overthrown. Although it seems to be, you know, operating... There's less people in the street, but, you know, it seems to be peaceful enough. Hey, Hikmet. You gonna let me in, or... Apparently, yes. Okay, didn't expect that. I should talk less during the chatty cutscene moments, so I know what's going on. Hey, guy. That's a big sword you've got there.
Commander Torsten.
Sir de Sade, what a pleasure to have you visit.
Hey,
What
guy.
can I do for you?
Seems you've made yourself comfortable in this city you've overthrown.
I met Ulan, the Bone Blowers clan.
I can't pause it. Hold on. Can we...
We would like to meet you to discuss
Why is that his nickname? What the fuck, dude? Who did he piss off? The Bone Blower. Oh shit. Maybe maybe we wanna, you know, pick a different nickname there, BB. Whoo! Bone Blower. I was not ready for that. Okay.
doubt that Ulan will come to
Ahem.
He is looking for an alliance.
Whoo, baby.
Such a gesture would be considered a sign of weakness by his clan.
That sounds logical. Would he negotiate with one of my counselors? A man of trust who could act in my name.
I think that might be possible. I'm sure he would understand that you could not come to see him in person for the same reason.
Perfect.
It's
then.
Blackwall.
It is
Ah.
settled.
Yeah, it is
My
actually.
advisor will join you at Vignamri, and if this Ulan hasn't lied, he will finalize an agreement on my behalf.
I'll be there too, to make sure everything goes according to our plans.
So we could have done this like
Concerning the same
via
things
carrier
that I would
pigeon.
like to bring to your attention.
I'm the pigeon in this
A
scenario, I
wandering
get it,
merchant,
but
a
still.
member of Ulan's clan is being kept in your outpost. Can you authorize his entry into the city?
Get point. I also
Why
get
not?
to Sard's point. They found out the
Another
truth
merchant
in
can
not
do
too good
us
of
no
a way.
harm.
Like
He
this
could also
Dutch.
serve as a hostage if anything unfortunate were to befall our man during negotiations. Here, you may give him this letter of passage. He will be able to enter town with it and to establish his stall.
I thank you. I hope to see you again.
We're awful cordial to the guy who like
I wouldn't want to hold you back.
sacked a city and tried to start a rebellion against us. But hey, you know, I guess he is in the chair now, so I have to fucking answer to him. It's all about who sits in that chair. Get your point. I get to Sard's point, and he found out not a good way. Like, if the adoptive family just told him he was adopted, it's one thing. But he found out the truth from some more or less unrelated third party, the Knots. Yeah. And to add insult to injury, he also found out he was forcibly abducted and separated from his actual parents, and that his actual parents died in some ditch after horrible treatment. He's bound to do a number on the dude, I guess. I mean, having no real-life experience comparable to that, I can't say, but I'd like to think that I'd be pretty much the same. I'm like, Well, I mean, it's a bit rude that you did that, but, you know, what am I gonna do now? It's not my business. I didn't know the guys. Revenge is not really a concept that I'd bother with at that point. Maybe curiosity would lead me to be like, who were they? But, yeah. I wouldn't begrudge anyone.
My wares are the best in all Hikmit.
Okay, I get it. Jeez, I just want to buy some bullets. God, this lady. Ammo. 3. God damn it.
Thanks for your visit.
Do you hand make these bullets on, like, a loom or something? And that's why everyone only carries enough to barely fit in the palm of my hand? God sakes. Where am I going with this? Just out to the outskirts, huh? Alright, fair enough. Outskirts of town, here we come. But yeah, no, as for Torsten there, that's pretty clearly Blackwall, doing Blackwall's voice in Dragon Age Inquisition. I looked up what other games these guys had done, Spider, and the only one I had heard of, 2 actually, there were 2 I had heard of. One was called Battle Mage, which came out a while ago, or Technomancer, excuse me, not Battle Mage. It's called, like, the Technomancer, which I heard okay things about. And, they did Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper for consoles. They've done other stuff, don't get me wrong. It's more than just that, but those were the 2 I recognized. Other than that, it was a bunch of games I'd never heard of. I think I might be able to craft bullets at crafting tables, not sure. We'll see. But, yeah, no, these guys have been around since, well, for well over a decade making games, but, it's weird. None of them have ever really, like, taken off. They wangled the Sherlock Holmes rights to a game at one point. I don't know if you need rights. Sherlock Holmes is public domain, after all. But, most of the Sherlock Holmes games are... Seems like I'm interrupting something. I'll wait for them to sort it out. Most of the Sherlock Holmes games are made by one group. Something Frog Studios or Frog Star Studios, something like that.
Just keep walking, Renaigse. This does not concern you.
Have mercy. They will kill me. I am but a merchant who wishes to trade with the big city.
Oh no! Khajiit! Try and reason, or... Tell them that some troops are approaching. That's intuition. That's just lying. And that's not evil at all. I'm just gonna threaten them.
Leave this man in peace and be on your way.
You dare give us orders on our own land, Renaigse?
Yes.
You will pay for your arrogance. 8th move!
Alright, good stuff. That's the evil way to play. Gesundheit.
Trees along your path always bear fruit.
Think nothing of it. Ulan told me that you were not able to enter the town.
It is true. The soldiers did not let me enter. They left me outside.
Khajiit.
The Donair Exdragao took advantage of this opportunity to attack me.
Rest assured, I have obtained permission for you to enter from the governor of Hikmit, which should allow you to set up your stall in the city.
Ad Loreda Renaigse. Thanks again.
Farewell, merchant. Perhaps we will meet again.
Alright, good stuff. Inform Olsen the Emissary's impending arrival. So, yeah, now that I've... Oh, right, level up. Well, I can't boost my science yet, still. Science is mental willpower. God, I have no idea if I'll, There's science. No idea if I'll, get that level. Next point's level 25, and I'm level 23, so in 2 levels, maybe I'll be able to get science. Otherwise, I should look at a merchant to see if I can get this basically poison. We established I'm basically poisoning a man. But yeah, let's see if I can craft these bullets. Well, first I'll see if... oh, you don't carry quest items. Damn. There's got to be a crafting table here. There it is. Alrighty. Ammo. I can craft 14... Ow. Damn. Yo, a potion to cure burns? That's a level 1 science. You just need some fucking poisonous berries that'll kill a man on sight. Bullets for your gun? Tiny metal rocks? That's 2 levels of science, baby. He carries bullets. Well, shit. Next time I'm back there.
Ulan, I see that the governor of Hikmet's emissary is already here.
He is. And I am very...
I came directly here. I don't know how he beat me, but okay.
In organizing this meeting, I am full of hope for the future.
We are very grateful as well, Your Excellency. However, if you could leave us, I am sure you can understand that the discussion we are about to have must remain confidential.
Naturally.
He's gonna kill him.
Reach an agreement.
He's gonna, like, pull out a... Wait an hour... Ugh. Alright, whatever. Is there a weight mechanic in this game? That's drink a health potion. Alright, that's not quite waiting. I mean, depending on what's in the health potion, I might wake up in 2 hours. Wish I could gain science. Found bullets, +2 science. No, you made bullets, +2 silence. Science, not silence. Although, enough bullets would make somebody silent, in theory. What can I do for... I can go here. Skill altar. Get myself a skill point. I know it says an hour and 50 minutes. It's really 2 minutes, because an hour is a minute in this game. Games with time mechanics. Shout out to the Dead Rising games. I haven't thought about those in a while. Partly because Dead Rising 4 is terrible, so, you know. When your most recent entry kinda sucks, why would people think about you? But, you know, 1 was iconic, 2 was actually good. 3, it wasn't terrible, all things considered. Excuse me. 4 exists, and that's a shame, but, you know, everyone makes mistakes. I guess I'm thinking about it now, partly because of the time mechanic, and partly because it's one of the few games that takes place during Christmas. Dead Rising 4. Ooh, I can't use that. A great volcanic saber, but 2 ammo. Take that. There's also no way I'm getting level 5 agility, so fuck that.
It's not possible just now.
For God's sakes. I can't reach the skill thing because I don't have... whatever. Level 1 science and alchemic preparation of elemental damage.
It's not possible just now.
Pretty sure I have those. That's what I needed to destroy forest bug nest things last stream. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, not a lot of games take place, you know, at Christmas, which I thought was weird, you know. It seems like a perfect time to set a video game. Yakuza 0 takes place at Christmas. One of those Batman Arkham games takes place during Christmas. I remember there's like a conversation with Alfred about how he made Christmas dinner, but he's forced to eat it alone because Batman is a slave to the grind. Dead Rising 4 is a Christmas game. If alchemic prep, you don't have good enough science to use it. Fucking throw it at the wall! What's scientific about that? Newton's laws of physics? An object in motion stays at motion until it's acted upon by crashing into a wall? God damn it. Imagine having a grenade and a wall that looks crumbly, and knowing how the grenade works. You've used grenades before, and just looking at the wall and being like, I don't know what they want me to do with this, but it's not happening. Anyway, well, that was a healthy 2 hours. Ask how the meeting went. Yo, how'd it go with the bone blower? You get your money's worth there, champ? Everyone's alive in here? You didn't just... Okay, they're both alive. That's good.
So, have you reached an agreement?
Our discussions were very fruitful. However, we are faced with a problem.
Of course you were!
Our peace treaty depends on the ability to exchange freely.
Okay.
And Chief Ulan has warned me that our merchants would be at risk of being attacked by the neighboring clan.
Well, that's not really his problem, is it?
Is at the Nea Exregao. He is among those who think that the people of your island are only here to take from us. But his village would also benefit from this agreement. If you could convince him to make this, we could reach an understanding, allowing the caravans to pass through his territory.
Without this, I am afraid we would not be able to make a commitment. Peace and trade are linked. If our merchants risk their lives coming here,
I am sure that you will manage.
How about we just make the road to your place equally dangerous? I'll put some traps and wild animals up. That way they're both risking their lives to go and
We
trade.
will wait here and hope that you will manage to
That sounds way more fun, and I don't have to go and talk with another guy at this point. Organize a meeting with Mordoon, or whatever his name is. Alright, alright. Is Mordoon one of the other guys I need to talk to about, No, Deidre, Olton, and Dunkus. Mordoon isn't on there, because that would be too easy. Alright, where's Mordoon? Up over here, huh? In Magasvar, South Road. Good stuff. But yeah, no, that guy was called the Bone Blower. That's his name, and it's like, whoo, maybe a different name, huh? Whatever it is in your language, I'm sure is fine, but maybe a slightly different translation would be appropriate for our language, huh? He isn't completely wrong. Outsiders haven't been what you'd call gracious guests. I mean, I suppose not. However, there is a certain argument to be had for once trade is starting to be established. Once you come to accept that, you know, these outsiders are not just going to go home because they're bored or whatever. The question then starts with, how do you start living with them? And the answer to that is through trade and cooperation. It's better to be allies than certainly to be enemies, and ultimately to just sort of ignore each other. Because if you're on one side of the island and they're on the other, eventually, you know, regardless of how chill and not in each other's way you act, somebody's gonna be like, you know, those guys over on the west side of the island, I bet they're a bunch of punks. I think we could take them in a fight and then we'd have the whole island. Whereas if you ally and trade and cooperate with them, they'll be like, you know, those guys on the west side of the island, they may dress differently, but goddamn do they make a mean apple pie, so gotta love them. And then you foster better relationships and breed with them, and everyone's coffee-colored, and the world holds hands in globalization, etc., etc. Is it up? That's not that way, that's not it. What's this? A letter from Lady Morange to the attention of Legate Desart and the congregation. Your Excellency, Emissary has informed me of the arrival of a delegation of Knights of Prince de Vespe, led by his daughter. If possible, I would like you to get back to New Serene as soon as possible. I don't know how to react to the rather disturbing arrival of his family to dear Fredard. In hope that this letter has found you in good health, look forward to seeing you again, Lady Laurent de Morange. Oh, this is DLC. Alright, I'm not doing that. I got the game for free because it's on Game Pass. I'm not buying the DLC, alright? I was wondering what that was about. It's like, oh, it's DLC. Got it. Got it. Cool if the game got DLC. Maybe it's good fun. Also, spoilers, apparently Morange lives through the game, because otherwise how would she have written that letter? So whatever happens with her, she's gonna live through everything. Hello, I'm here to negotiate. Can you just, like, take this $50 and go talk? None of this go run an errand for me bullshit.
What are you doing here, Emissary?
Aye.
Your kind are not welcome in my village.
Ulan, the king of Vignamri, wants to establish a trade agreement and sign a peace treaty with the governor of Hikmit.
This sounds like something he would do. All he ever thinks about is picking up the crumbs left behind by the Renaigse. All of that in hope of breathing new life into his village.
Yeah, dude.
While insulting the memory of the deceased men and women who lived there.
Hikmet's emissary will only sign if their merchants can move freely and in peace. They want to meet you.
I am not like him. I am a Donea Exregau, a proud man, not a slug. The Renaigse cannot be trusted. They are deceitful and only seek to trap us.
Have you considered, though, my mustache?
The Donea Exregau I have met were fearless. And yet you are running away from a mere meeting. By refusing to negotiate, you are only showing weakness, nothing else.
Not Freddy. The worst part is that you are right. I cannot refuse.
It's all about the
meeting
mustache.
Without appearing weak. Fine. I will meet Ulan and his emissary. But I will not go to his village. Tell them to find me at Landristel. I will be there in a few hours.
Yeah.
Right away. Thank you, Mordun.
Sure, why not?
Congratulations. I never thought he'd let himself be persuaded.
I'm very charismatic.
Nothing else in mind other than simply meeting him. I do not find him very trustworthy.
Fair point, but the thing is, people aren't always welcome to change and welcoming of others, especially if past relationships have not been good. That's fair, but that's also kind of my point. Rather than isolate yourselves as a community, and especially rather than, be at each other's throats, cooperate with the neighboring community and foster relationships. Strengthen each other. That's absolutely the way it should be played. Build bridges, don't build grudges. I admit it doesn't always work that way, but that's how it should work, in my opinion. World would be so much better if we all just shook hands and got along.
Mordun is willing to meet you at Lanristel to sign a peace treaty.
You really are an accomplished negotiator and diplomat, Your Excellency.
It's the stash.
I knew you would succeed.
Why are you telling him? I did the work! I'm over here! God, the sexual tension between these two.
In our language,
they can't keep their eyes off each other. I'll go. Alright? You've got a few hours. Blow your bones. Just, be there to negotiate the treaty. Maybe wear some, horse blinders to keep your eyes off each other. God damn, dudes.
Come back to see me soon. And if luck is on our side, we will celebrate peace together.
Yeah, I bet you will.
This Ulan makes me think of crosswinds, the kind that pushes you onto the rocks.
We should consider departing for Lanristel and see what's happening there.
I suppose that couldn't
hurt. If we want to see this encounter, we should leave now.
Attend the negotiations, which are in 6 minutes-ish. Lanristel, you say? Well, it's here somewhere. Alright. It's where I am. Where's it? It's 200 meters this way. The guy was like, I won't go to his village, I'll go 200 meters away from his village. Alright. It's not the most tactically advantageous move, is it? I'll be damned if I'll meet you at your house. We're meeting on your front lawn. Alright. Sure, I guess. The fucking guy from Hikmit was probably like, so where's this land Ristal? And it's like, oh, a 5-minute walk. Okay. Sure. I guess we'll leave in 5.5 hours since we're meant to be there in 6 hours. Yeah, I got here, of the 6 minutes of timer. Well, this seems, there's like bears and shit, and... Am I meant to be killing you? I hope so.
Is being attacked. Let's go and rescue him.
I assume the things with health bars are what I'm killing. Because it seems like I'm killing dudes, though. And not these bears. Okay.
Adloredar, thank you for coming. You saved me. That accursed Ulan. I should have known he would betray us both. My men are dead.
I think they're fine.
Now I am injured.
Well.
He achieved exactly what he wanted in the end. I will have to join another clan if I do not want my whole village to suffer the consequences of my defeat.
I'm sorry, Mordoon. I really am.
You were deceived, just like I was.
So, what happened?
Sometimes, among the stones, there can be snakes. Farewell, on Olmanawi.
He has a health bar and it isn't in your party, kill it. Yeah, I mean... But also, what happened? Ulan betrayed Mordoon? So he was like, oh, we'd love to establish peace, but this guy Mordoon's being a real dick about it. Go talk to him and set up an alliance. And I was like, yeah, I'll go do that. Hey, Olden wants to talk to you. And Mordoon was like, yeah, okay. And then Oldoon tried to kill him? Because, I don't know, it seems like you could have just told me, go kill Mordoon. And then I would have done it. I'm trying to be evil. Assassination work is definitely evil. Alright, you could have been like, use that giant sword of yours to go and lop Mordoon's head off. And I'd been like, sure. No problems here. Makes the quest shorter. That is the most evil sounding name ever. You say that. I don't think we're ever going to see him again. We met him like twice. Once to say, hey, go to a peace treaty, and once to say, looks like he got betrayed, sorry. I'll go have some cross words with the guy. Hey, did you betray Mordoon and not tell me? Because way to leave me out of the fucking action there, buddy.
Traitor! This meeting was meant to establish peace, and yet you have exclusively sent armed men.
Mordoon was a Denea ex-Regao. He would have never accepted an agreement with the Renaigse.
Okay.
He would have endlessly attacked our merchants and our allies' caravans.
Okay.
We had to protect ourselves if we were to make these exchanges possible. So we did.
Okay.
By lying and manipulating me.
That I have a problem with.
I'm sorry, but I was unsure that you would agree to help us if I told you the truth.
Certainly would have.
I understand your anger, but keep in mind that we are now at peace. Thanks to you.
Look, if you need me to kill people, just be honest about it in the future.
And should you seek it, you will always have our assistance. Anything else?
Oh, hey, the native... Despite me trying to be evil, the natives like me. Yeah, about this High King now.
I'm in need of your help, Ulan. I'm looking for your...
Now that I've done your dirty work.
I was told that you were one of the last people...
I wouldn't know where. You are our ally.
Here we go.
Our friend. I will tell you about the last time I met with him. We had met in the council at Dorhad Genadu to decide what to do about the Renaigse, but we were unable to come to an understanding. Some of us are full of violence and refuse to see what we gain by befriending your kind.
Befriending your kind.
The poor Bladnid were among them, alas. and only speak about the massacres. I defended you, of course, and attempted to make them hear reason, with some help from the cautious Dunkas. But our disagreement angered Vimbar. He decided to leave us and to seek counsel elsewhere.
Seems like Dunkas is probably who I should talk to
the
next.
heart of the island to consult with En on Milfritiman.
Do you think he might have stayed there?
I doubt it. It was too long ago. You should travel to Wenshavar, his village.
Kind of been there,
Even
done
if he
that.
decided to stay away from his people, he would not have abandoned his closest friends.
Thank you, Ula.
Anything else?
Question the High King's loved ones at Wenshvar.
Nothing. I must go.
Suppose I'll do that. Is that actually what I need to do next? Like, I don't need to, Oh, I could have chosen any of the clan leaders for that, and I just chose Ulton. Okay, alright. That's fine. Robin Atkin Dows. Is it really? That was Travis' touchdown? Which is what I best know him for. You have bullets, I'm told. Fucking move, guys. 4. God damn it. Ugh. Whatever. Got the bullets. That's all that counts. Armed to the teeth, baby. Alright, where am I going? Jeez, I've never been here, I guess. I'm not going too far in, at least. Right, they're across the pond. That's fair. 4 bullets is still better than none. It's true. How many do I have? 18. I had 19. But I needed to make sure and see. Which I guess is an alright number. If it were a survival horror game, that'd be a fucking loaded on handgun ammo. I haven't played a horror game in a while, when I think about it. Could have just checked your inventory. No, I don't think I could have. I think the only way to check bullets is to fire them from your gun, and loudly declare how many bullets you now have left. Yeah, it's been a while since I've touched a survival horror game. That guy's a lot of health. This crazy lizard-looking thing that, of course, poisons. Why wouldn't he? I should be careful. I might die here. I won't because I'm the best, but, you know, I could have. In my defense, they haven't exactly released many hot new horror games. Well, I guess Resident Evil. I played that earlier this year. Alright. Still, though, I'm getting that horror game itch again. Release some new horror games, damn you. Alright, I have to question his loved ones. I don't know who loved him. Apparently one person. Not a popular guy, all things considered. Okay, really? You're gonna invisible wall me? Alright, that's fine. Are you his loved one? No. Sorry to bother you. Well, his loved one is somewhere around here. Emphasis on singular. Huh. Oh, wait. Just occurred to... No, they're not. Ah, they're probably down there. God damn it. Okay. Aha! Is it you, sir? No, it looks like now they're... Looks like they're meant to be just on this rock, but maybe that's more of like a general sort of area. Alright, I'll talk to you. Resident Evil isn't survival horror. Yes, it is. RE8 especially is a story of the world's unluckiest dude trying to save his family. Right, by surviving in a horrific environment. You have limited ammo and you're surviving against werewolves and monsters. It's a survival horror game. That's literally what it is.
I am looking to find Vinbar, the High King of Tearfredi, and I was told that he was born in this village. He disappeared after visiting the heart of the island, but I was hoping...
It might not be traditional survival horror, like the first 3 Resident Evils, but you're definitely surviving in a horror environment. It's a survival horror game.
And I have not seen her in several days. Anything else?
Villager, High King... I know I just asked about the High King, but what do you know about the High King?
What can you tell me about the High King? You must know him well.
He is a great Donigad.
I don't know what that is.
Wise.
Is that the incredibly forgettable one?
Through him,
Well, sorry. Is that the one whose title is incredibly forgettable but looks like a Resident Evil 1 game?
He has been gone for several moons. What the mountain gives us, sometimes it takes away. And I, for one, believe that the mountain has taken him.
Like it's deliberately retro-styled, but its name is incredibly forgettable. Yeah. Incredibly forgettable name, but I know what you're talking about. Would you survive new Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie? No, that's a different kind of survival horror. That's, I'm experiencing something horrible and I need to survive because it's god-awful.
Goodbye.
What I am saying.
So yeah, rather not experience the Resident Evil movies if I can get away with it. There's a guy down there, I should probably try talking to him. Tormented Souls, yeah, all I know about that is that, it's very deliberately, eking the style of early Resident Evil games, with the fixed camera angles and the puzzles and whatnot, and, yeah, it came out on Steam not too long ago, and its name is terrible. It's a terrible name for a game.
It is rare.
Don't watch new Resident Evil. Wasn't going to, actually.
Is there something I can do for you?
Prefer the CGI movie of Resident Evil. Which one? Oh. You mean those. Still, which one? They're both good, from what I've heard.
I'm looking for High King Vinbar.
It's like Resident Evil,
I know that he disappeared after having visited the heart of the island. But someone here in this village...
There's 2. I know there are 2 of them.
If anyone knows, it would be Sarah.
Leon is massacred and it's Frankenstein's 1 and 2.
Anything else?
Okay. I know the CGI Resident Evils you're talking about. One of them has, like, the greatest gun battle ever with Chris Redfield, where, oh boy. If you don't know that gun battle with Chris Redfield and the main bad guy from that movie, it's, whoo! It is quite the battle.
Would you know where I could find Sarah?
She left to follow Vinbar. She wanted the mountains to take her as well.
What do you mean?
I don't know if the
well, they're killing
understand.
me.
Our High King
The name of those 2.
is on Olmenawi, and the Donega.
RE,
His bond
movies,
with the mountain is
CGI.
very strong. Even stronger now that he speaks.
Vendetta and Damnation. Oh, and Degradation.
Sarah knew that the mountain would take him back. And
Yeah,
she
they had
wanted the mountain
Degradation
to
was the
take
first
her
one,
as
followed by
well.
Damnation and
She went to
Vendetta.
attempt to bond herself to it. She sought the cavern
I think
of knowledge.
Vendetta is the one that has the, yeah, gun battle. Yeah. Chris Redfield has the greatest gun battle of all time in Resident Evil Vendetta. It's astonishing.
Where is this cavern of knowledge located?
We don't know. The caverns of knowledge are the concern.
Do I have to do a trial of knowledge now? Hey, can I scale a wall? That's all I need to know.
Thank you for your help.
Still question the High King's loved ones. Is there a third loved one here? Are they maybe in this door? Vinbar's abode. Maybe I need to talk to this Vinbar guy. That would make a bit of sense. It was almost Tom and Jerry caliber. I think you're giving Tom and Jerry not enough credit on that. It was definitely Looney Tunes level shit, that gunfight. Austin, where they both shot each other running in a circle. Yeah. And you know, if they were like yards apart, or even feet apart, I would have been alright with it. That circle they ran in was like half a centimeter wide, and they couldn't shoot each other. It was impressive. They were point blank. Yeah, at no point did one of them just go, you know what, fuck this, and shoot the other one, which they easily could have done. They could have just put a gun to the other one's body and pulled the trigger and not missed. But no, they didn't. They had to, like, backflip over bullets fired 1 millimeter away from them. They ran in circles for 3 seconds. Oh, the fight lasts a solid, you know, minute. The circles is just the one part of it. Just point the gun a wee bit higher, Chris. Yeah, if you miss at that range, it's not the other guy's fault. It's your fault that you've missed. It's one of the things I can imagine in the storyboard. Sounds cool, but in actual motion looks ridiculous. Maybe they meant for them to be further away. Or, like, maybe it was meant to be knives originally. It was like a fight with knives, which would have been a bit more epic. You know, that distance. Ooh, knives, it's close. But somewhere along the way it got changed to guns, and it just didn't really work out. Hey, can you, like, take a step back, Vasco? You're taking up half the screen with your shoulder pad, alright? Come on now.
You must know the High King Vinbar. What can you tell me about him?
He was one of the greatest Donegada, wise amongst the wise. But
yeah,
the
tormented
arrival of the
souls.
Renaigse troubled him. He was afraid that you would be loyal.
I wonder how long
to
that
people
game is
of
to
the
beat.
sea. He traveled the island far and wide, saw the other kings and queens, and consulted the other Donegada. And then he
I wish
spent
Own
more
Name would
and
redeem
more time
his
speaking
game
with
so that I can
them
up the
on
price
his
and people can
victim.
stop requesting
He
games.
moved away
Or
from
at least
us
slow down
until
requesting
we
games.
hardly saw him at all.
Main story is 8.5 hours for Tormented Souls. Alright, so with my ham-handed, you know, horrible playing, that's like probably more like 10 or 12 hours. Got it, good to know.
Thank you for your help.
Question the loved ones. Well, I've talked to 2 people, and they don't know anything. Unless there is somebody on that question mark who just isn't showing up. That's how it's worked in every other mission in this game. The question mark has always led me to where I needed to go. I can't talk to any old random John, Dick, and Harry here. I need to very specifically find people the game is allowing me to talk to. That guy's one house was empty. Nope, that's the other... Well, maybe it's up there. No, that's the way I came from. Down here, maybe? I didn't really go down there. Whee. So yeah, well, I know Tormented Souls ekes the style of Resident Evil 1 and other early ones like 2 and 3. I hope it doesn't, like, make deliberately bad decisions that, you know... Because, don't get me wrong, nostalgia's fun and all, but... You know, there's a reason we don't make games like that anymore, and it's because we've evolved and gotten better at making games and narrative and whatnot. So, hopefully, they strike that nice balance of this is nostalgic and, you know, conveniences of a modern game. What I'm saying is if I get limited number of save items, I'm going to be annoyed. Because that's something we could do without as gaming. There's a reason we don't do that anymore. Inventory puzzles and fixed camera angles. That's what I want from that game. Jank control, like, I say jank, tank controls and limited save slots? Rather not. Preferably they don't have that in the game. My friend went and watched the new Resident Evil movie. I warned her not to watch it. She hated the movie. It's the first 3 games combined into one movie. That's a lot to combine into one movie. Hollywood lets combine 8 to 12 hours of gameplay into 1 hour and 35-minute movie. Yeah, that's... You could probably get away with... Well, I mean, Game 2 and Game 3 are the same couple of days in Raccoon City, just different perspectives, aren't they? So you could easily do a movie that way. Movie 1, or Game 1. Yeah, you can't really combine Game 1 into the story of 2 and 3. Frankenstein's in parts of 3. I'm blanking on who Frankenstein is in Resident Evil. Do you mean, Nemesis? Tall, dark, and gruesome there? Takes place a day after 2. Yeah, the intro is like a day before 2, and then Jill spends like... It might be a few days before the events of 2. She spends like a week in a truck in a warehouse hiding out, and then like gets sick of it and goes out and does shit. But yeah, I know 2 and 3 happen at roughly the same time. Whereas 1 is, in the Arkley Mountains of Michigan, or wherever the fuck it is. Alright, well, there's only 2 people in this stinking village I can talk to. Vinbar isn't there. It's just like, find his loved ones. It's like, well, do I just talk to them about I'm just gonna talk to him about everything. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna look up what the fuck they want me to do. Because I'm sick of running around not finding anything to do in this village.
Might I do something for
Yeah, tell me everything. Oh, this Cavern of Knowledge. Okay.
I heard talk about a cavern of
Had to come back to you and talk about the Cavern of Knowledge. There's also 0 storyline. How do they have 3 games worth of fucking material to work with and have none of the storyline of any of them?
The closest to our
What the
village
fuck?
is found to the northeast of here, but the entrance is sealed, hidden. It is a sacred place.
How do you screw up that bad?
Anything else?
There we go. Meet with Sarah. I'm meeting Michael Sarah? Near Cowens in the Cave of Knowledge. Sweet.
Goodbye.
Let's go hang out with Michael Sarah at the Cave of Knowledge. Yo, who knew Michael Sarah was in this game? Let's not forget the survivors in Operation Raccoon City take place during... Oh, for God's sake, I forgot about that. Operation Raccoon City, I remember. Although that's not canon, right? Because, like, in one of the endings, you kill Leon. So, pretty sure that's not canon. And in the ending where you don't kill Leon, you still, like, meet up and talk with Leon. So, no matter how you slice it, that's not canon. Don't remember Survivors. Because I didn't play Survivors, and I don't know anyone who did. People looked at Survivors and said, why? And no one played it. And Capcom was like, but guys, we wanted to be lazy and just make a cheap cash-in multiplayer game that everyone automatically loved and gave us money for. And we were like, no, we want narrative and story. And they're like, fine, here's Resident Evil 8. Happy? And we're like, yes, actually, this is exactly what we wanted. Here, Michael Cera's kind of a dick. Really? I can't tell if you're memeing or not. That'd be surprising given his demeanor, but, you know, wouldn't be the first time. Not memeing, just heard stories. Really? Like Dick Howe. Is he just, like, kind of arrogant, or does he, like, hit children with cars? What are we talking? There's 2 Survivor games. They made 2 of those? Oh my god. Well, the first one was, like, that was real experimental, right? Like, it was on the PlayStation 2 and was an online multiplayer kind of thing on the PS2. You needed, like, your fucking dial-up internet to work with it. So I don't begrudge them that. That was at least experimental and weird. But the newest Survivors game was like, why? Who wanted this? Yeah, honestly, I don't know what it is, but I can kind of see Michael Cera being, like, I don't know, a little bit full of himself. Like, if you told me that, I wouldn't be too surprised. I'd be annoyed, because he seems like a nice enough guy on film, and I'd prefer it if he wasn't a dick, but... I don't know, something about him means, I wouldn't be that surprised. It's always the unassuming ones, you know? Jonah Hill's nice. Didn't he lose a bunch of weight, and then people were like, he's not as funny, so he gained it again?
What stops your tongue? You think someone's coming to save you? Give in. Your life is in our hands. It is time to tell us all you know. The sooner you speak, the sooner this will be.
I was gonna interrupt them by going, what ho, and firing my gun, but it's not. There's no path down. Oh, damn. Tied to a post.
She's been enduring this punishment for hours, blow upon blow through gritted teeth.
Truly savage beast.
Maybe. It depends how many stories there are about him.
Speaks our language.
Leave us.
You will eventually tell us how you found your way into that grotto. Your defiance is only prolonging the inevitable.
Maybe, like,
You remind me of that.
she was
rat
looking
my
for
master
mushrooms or
studied.
something.
The creature used all of its fire in an effort to escape. Scratching, twisting.
I realize my microphone's a bit far away from me. I don't know if the poor woman that they have prisoner here is aware of this, but
It had everything.
she's not actually chained to that post.
But it wouldn't stop looking.
If you look closely, she's just kind of sitting there with her hands on top of a chain. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. She's not chained up to that post or anything. She's just kind of sitting there.
Animal instinct drove it to flee. It had strangled.
Maybe she doesn't know how chains
between
work.
The bars of its own cage, in a final futile attempt to escape. It was an enormous beast and very clever.
Okay, that's...
If it had simply relented,
You are
it could have lived peacefully for many years.
very chatty.
Instead of that,
Walked away a second. What'd I miss? Well, we're supposed to go to this cave of knowledge, and we have to free Michael Cera over here. I forgot there was a crouch mechanic even in this game. I'll be perfectly honest with you, chat. That's something that had slipped my mind entirely. Stealth is not really, like... They've informed me it's an option once or twice, but the game is clearly not built around stealth. Haha!
But I recognize this face. Lord de Sardet. What a pleasure to see you again. What good wind brings you?
Hey, buddy.
We've been looking for a woman.
I don't know who this
is.
is.
It's the one you've just been torturing. Can you explain to me what she has done to be treated this way?
Told her it's a movie to watch and get drunk while making fun of on a Sunday afternoon kind of movie. Oh, so like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I had a great time in high school just getting drunk laughing about that film with friends. Terrible film, but God, it's funny.
and we seek to learn through what process they metamorphosize. We heard talk of a cavern of knowledge. The savages hide all of their knowledge within them, and certainly all the secrets that interest us. We discovered one here, but are unable to enter. This woman, she knows how to enter, but as you have witnessed, she refuses to tell us how.
Well, yeah,
To know
you
we are so
chained
close to
her to a
understanding
post.
Such a fascinating phenomenon, and to be able to do nothing.
What movie?
Let's just
Yeah,
see
the
what
Resident
has
Evil
made
one.
us. aggressive.
That's the one he's talking about. Or that's the one Night Stalker's talking about. I'm talking about the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
She won't tell you anything.
With Sean Connery and other people. Couldn't tell you. For the life of me, I couldn't tell you who else is in that film. But Sean Connery's in it. And it's fucking hilarious, I'll tell you that. That movie had potential concept-wise. Oh, League? Absolutely it did. But they fucking butchered it. Stealth isn't this game's strong suit as opposed to a game like Dishonored. Ah, Dishonored would be so fun to play again. Part of me wants to get Dishonored on Xbox, but some of the DLC achievements in the first one really suck. And the second one, and I haven't looked at Death of the Outsider, but Dishonored 2's achievements are a bit rough. First one was easy, though. That was a fun completion. Anyway, let's go, baby!
Since you have chosen to act like monsters, it's like monsters we shall treat you.
Yeah, I remember all the characters. The Invisible Man, he was actually half decent. The Invisible Man. Especially for, like, CGI in 2003 or whenever that film came out. The Invisible Man was half decent. Dorian Gray was in it. Captain Nemo of Moby Dick was in it. No, not Captain Nemo. He might have been. There's a guy who says "Call me Ishmael" at one point, which is an obvious reference to Moby Dick. The captain from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was in it. Tom Sawyer, for some fucking reason, wound up in there. I don't know what he was doing. He was like this gun-toting FBI agent. The whole thing was a mess. But no, Alexander Quartermain was Sean Connery, and he was, alright.
How are you feeling?
Remember Dorian Gray? Oh yeah, Dr. Jekyll! He was there, yeah.
Are absolute monsters. But
Forgot about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
You too are a Renaigse. Why have you freed me?
We were told that when Shavar that
Sony
you
just bought it,
and
and it was a
alone
flop.
could tell us where
Well.
to find High King Vinbar.
People don't know how to make video game movies. They've only ever made like 2 or 3 that are any
He
good.
bid me farewell weeks ago, and he has not returned. I waited a long time, and then I came here to enter into the Cavern of Knowledge.
You believe this is where he's hiding?
No. But he came here often before he disappeared. I'm hoping to find answers. You saved me. And so I must
Oh yeah,
help
the
you
comics
as
are
well.
fantastic.
You may
They're
not
really
need
funny too.
Let's try to escape without bloodshed.
Weirdly, without bloodshed. I just killed like half a dozen. Okay, whatever. Sure. Let's escape without continued bloodshed. How's about? My favorite part of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen comic books was there's like in between the chapters kind of inserts and advertisement styled things. Those are really fucking funny because they're all done like of the era. So they're all old-timey advertisements, but they're laden with like mild bits of clearly the past. Like the one that always sticks out in my mind, I'm dancing around here, is one of the advertisements is the illustration is just there's a guy walking down the street at night and it's a bit dark and there's just sort of a large dude behind him wearing a top hat with a light bulb on it, and the advertisement is for Thomas Edison's Amazing Electric Negro, and it's just the stupidest fucking thing. It's just a dude with a top hat and a light bulb, and it's so good. The bits in between the chapters are so delicious. The Amazing Electric Man! It's just a guy with a flashlight. Delightful. What's the meaning of this game's title anyway? Couldn't tell you. Greedfall. Maybe it's like hubris is leading to our downfall, but yeah, I couldn't tell you. For such an artistically laced title, it's there's not been that much greed or falling. We're trying to cure an illness. If this was, sort of a flew too close to the sun, our journeys on this island led to our ultimate downfall type of situation, maybe the name would make sense, but we're combating the plague. I don't get it. I notice how black characters are usually related to electricity. How do you mean? I assume lust rise equals hard PV.
Here is the entrance to the Cavern of Knowledge. I hope that Vinbar has
The long-awaited sequel to Greedfall, Lust Rise.
Is it your
Haven't
wish to
seen
join
many good game to movie adaptations over the years. One of the few Prince of Persia movies. I'm told that one was okay. It's not canon, but it's a good movie.
I understand.
The first Hitman with Timothy Olyphant, I thought was okay. A lot of people give that the Hitman movies crap. The second one sucked. That one, the 2016 one or whatever, yeah, that sucked. Don't watch it, it's terrible. The Timothy Olyphant one wasn't bad. It was alright.
But I must enter in spite of everything.
Stag Shock, Black Lightning, Kid Flash. Is Kid Flash black? Storm, Electro from the AMS. Well, I mean, there's well, I guess Cyborg's electric, isn't he? Bad example. Green Lantern.
I implore you, put your fears to rest. We have not
Jaguara, or whatever her name is, from the Justice League.
How do we enter?
Allow me.
Animated French movie based on 2D MMO. Surprisingly good. Miles Morales. Yeah, he's not electricity based. Good old Miles Morales. War Machine in the new Marvel. Well, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Falcon, who's now Captain America, I guess. Black Panther. Miles has Venom electricity. Fair enough, I guess. Spawn uses powers of hell. Well, Spawn's just Keith David. That doesn't count. That's just Keith David. That's what he does when he's not voice acting.
It must have been painted recently. It's of a crowned man. Vinbar, no doubt. It looks as if he's walking through the skies towards
Blade's
the
half
volcano.
vampire. Yeah. Howard the Duck. We all know he's, you know, technically black.
Of the mountain.
He has an end pass. It's fine.
Did not betray me. Vinbar has readied himself to join Enon Milfrichtemen.
I'm trying to think of who has electric powers that isn't a black character, now that you mention it.
To understand, yes.
I also like Timothy Olyphant's Hitman. Yeah, it was alright. Never understood why it got so much heat. It had some flaws, but all in all, it was a good movie. Some great action scenes. You could argue Hitman's not about action, it's more about stealth and assassination, but it was entertaining. The Phoenix Wright movie was very good. Thor, great example, yeah.
Oh, Vinbar, why did you not share this with me?
Electro in Spider-Man, though, or whatever his name is, played by Jamie Foxx. That's definitely another example. I wonder how an adaptation of Warrior Within could have played out. Monica Bellucci could reprise her role from the game. Yeah. I still need to play the, Impossible to Climb. I still need to play the last of the Prince of Persia games. I've played 3 on the channel. And I need to play the 360 one, which is also on Steam and PS3. And then none of the others, because it's weird they only made 4 games, and definitely no more exist than that.
These paintings are
Falcon, yeah, I mentioned him.
like
Storm's nephew can shoot spikes out of his skin. Oh yeah, that guy. I know who you're talking about.
He is a Donegad, becoming a Nadai.
Imagine that movie with all that
Vinbar was
Godsmack.
also bound to the mountain.
Yo, Godsmack, reunited at last what the people wanted for Warrior Within. My god.
According to the place they are bound.
Yes.
I have to be the only person that played that game and didn't care about the Godsmack. Maybe it's because I unironically kind of liked the music. I didn't play it when it first came out. I only played it on the channel. And, yeah, I was like, the music doesn't fit tonally at all, but it's good. I like it. I stand alone! Yeah, I enjoyed it. Didn't fit the game, but I had fun listening to it.
For others, it might take place the very moment where the Donegad surrenders to Enon Milfrichtemen.
Good old Godsmack.
I hope only to have
Prince of Persia 3, though, was easily the best one. The combat was at its finest, the story was still fun and good. The relationship between you and the, yeah, I'll take all 3.
Given how well hidden this seed was,
The relationship between you and the shadow demon that lived inside of you was great. That was a lot of fun to listen to. What's your favorite color? What are you talking about? Oh, I'm trying to get to know you. What's your favorite color? I like blue. Blue? I hate blue. What's wrong with you? They're just bickering on an elevator. It's so good. I love it. Last 2 boss fights could have been better. Oh yeah, the last boss fight sucked. I don't remember the previous one.
There are 2 altars.
The best boss fight in the game was the first one with the giant fat guy. That was the best boss fight in the game.
I've run into similar barriers. It's all a matter of finding the right seed.
Worthing updated combat, 2 thrones, updated the parkour, lots of new interactive elements.
The flower motifs
Oh yeah.
to indicate which plant is required.
Honestly, I feel like the parkour was probably the weakest in Warrior Within. The combat was better, but I hated that level design. It wasn't clear where to go, it was much more open, which made it much easier to get lost. 1 and 3 were much better about, here's a linear path, which I preferred immensely.
By listening to their masters.
People were gobsmacked by Godsmack. I'm pretty sure that's a t-shirt that you can buy at a Godsmack concert back in 2008. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite into my veins. Map didn't help. No, the map was garbage.
Sort of schematic.
This must certainly be the path the young apprentices must walk.
The secret Easter egg weapons from Warrior Within. Is that the one where it's a telephone?
Do you recognize the place where the entrance can be found?
I think so. It looks like
Hockey
the
stick,
grotto
white
that lies
glove,
to the
pink
northwest
flamingo,
of our
lightsaber.
village.
With all that we've learned from
Early
studying
2000s was
paintings,
great for
we
that.
should be able to find
Telephone
hidden
of Destiny.
I just hope the
Remember,
story from left
I
to
can't remember which
right.
God of War game it is, but there's one where he's dressed as a cow, and instead of chain blades, he's flinging jugs of milk around. That was great. Loved that.
It matter not.
Lightsaber was the best secondary weapon in the game. Never broke. Yeah.
Please, go ahead. We will join
That's,
That woman left in a bit of a hurry.
no joke. If you've ever played the game Deadly Premonition, one of the best melee weapons in that game is just a guitar because it never breaks.
This door is locked. Sarah has put us in a very tricky situation.
This was predictable given her behavior. Now, let's look for another exit.
Well, I mean, that's the trial, isn't it? We need to escape this place. That's why it's the caverns. Okay, whatever. They'll figure it out. The fish suit for Kratos. I liked the cow suit. That one was always worth a chuckle to me. Dark and edgy sequels were a thing back then. They were. That was a very, it was a sign of the era. Warrior Within, Jak 2. I liked Jak 2. To be fair, that was the first Jak and Daxter game I played. Don't ask me why. It just was. So I have a soft spot for it. Renegade, Ratchet Deadlocked. I don't know if Deadlocked was dark and edgy. It was still, you fought Gleeman Vox of the Vox Corporation, the cigar-smoking, tyrannical bigwig behind a desk on a TV network. Like, I'm pretty sure they were having fun there. Oh, don't know if that was dark and edgy. Shadow the Hedgehog, yep, great example. And Rayman 3. Didn't play that one, so couldn't tell you. I like Jak 2 and 3 despite how edgy 2 was. Deadlocked was fun. Yeah, Deadlocked wasn't really dark and edgy. It was having fun. Don't get me wrong, the elevator pitch, you've been kidnapped and forced to compete in death combat, sounds dark and edgy, but it was pretty silly. Story in Jak 3 was messy. Yeah, I think 2 was a bit stronger in terms of the story. We've pumped a bunch of basically radiation into you, and now you're a mutated freak, but, you know, you're basically Hulk out and can control it. And then in 3, it's like the ocelots, or whatever they are actually gods, and the metalheads are back, and the one guy was secretly a metalhead the whole time, and also Jack's father's in there, and there's a lot going on in 3. And it's like, this is a bit much. You have light powers as well instead of just dark powers, so now you have angel wings. It's like, what the fuck? Why, though? I don't know. It felt like a bit much. Otzels. Really? Could have given me $1,000 and I would not have told you that was their name. I'd have gotten it wrong. I think I went the wrong way. I think I have to go this way? This looks right. Okay. Jak 3 ending made me go, what? Yes and no. I thought it wrapped up things nicely. And then, you know, fucking combat racing and Lost Frontier exist, but we don't talk about them. Who can forget? Yeah, Cyber Errol, the fucking... Not only was he Cyber Errol, he was secretly a metalhead or some bullshit. It's like, what? What? Huh? Why, though? Cyber Errol, the character with the largest amount of polygons in PS2. Yeah, honestly, you're probably not wrong. He, I mean, he looked cool at the time. Visually, I mean. Conceptually, it was a fucking mess, but... According to Naughty Dog. Ah, liked combat racing. I did as well, actually. Combat racing's alright, but it got very samey. I kind of gave up halfway through just because it was the same thing over and over again. But it was fun. It was a fun little racer while it lasted. It just went on for too long. Even though they're still on their ship in space, they randomly show up in the mission after El's fight. Yeah, you're not wrong. The Dark Yeah, the Dark Makers and everything. I don't know. I thought 1 and 2 were very...
These traps weren't here when we went through with Sarah earlier. Let's hurry and find this passage to the northern mountain.
It's true. Also, if you want things to step into your traps, maybe hide them a little better, and don't set up road flares on top of them. Just a thought. I'm no hunter-trapper, but, like, even I would be like, huh, I've got a road flare and a bear trap. Maybe I shouldn't combine these two. It's not Dead Rising, alright? Kira wasn't cardboard cutout in Jack X. No, yeah. She, Kira. She, that's a character that had a lot more potential that they didn't do anything with. Same with, Jack X had a better story than Jack 3. I don't know about that. Jack X was definitely tighter than Jack 3's story, but I don't know if it was better. That's a matter of opinion. What's her name? Not, I'm blanking on everyone's names. There's the angry, deep-voiced guy. There's Baron Praxis's daughter, whose name I'm blanking on. And then there's the guy she's kind of, like, dating, sorta. Couldn't fucking tell you either of their names. $100 and I would just come up blank every time. Where is it having me go? Ah, I don't know where that is. Looks like it's up the road this way. Okay, so back the way I came. Ashlyn? That sounds right. Yeah, Ashlyn, Ashlyn, yeah. She was a odd choice to have in combat racing. I feel like Kira would have been a better racer. Like, I don't know why they put her in there. And Torn. Right, Torn. Torn and Ashlyn were weird to have in that game. Like, I like them as characters, don't get me wrong. They're people I know, but... Why? And also, they brought the guy back from, like, the desert village who... I know Deimos, spoilers for a 20-year-old game. Deimos dies in Jack 3, so they couldn't bring him back. But the guy that kind of, like, took over the city came back and was racing against us, and it's like, what are you doing? Aren't we allies? I'm fighting for my life here. I've been poisoned and need the antidote. What the fuck? What? Why are you racing against me? Literally, my life is on the line. Can you cool it? The other racers were cool, though. The fucking posh guy in the smoke jacket and UR86, they were alright. Tess, actually... Yeah, Tess is weird. She has a fetish. She definitely has a fetish. You like Tess. I mean, she's entertaining, and she's fucking ride or die for Daxter, so I have to give her that. But she definitely has a fetish. Lucky Daxter. It seems like him fucking falling into that, vat on the Lurker Island was the best thing that could have happened to that guy. God, remember when Lurkers mattered? And there was, like, that brief mission in 2 that kind of called back to Lurkers, and then we never talked about them again. I remember Lurkers. They exist. Sorta, kinda. She knows what she wants. Yeah, I respect Tess, but, yeah. Point is, Daxter got real lucky. Cutscene in PSP where Errol and Viger interacted. Yeah, Count Viger. He's only in 3 and that game because he didn't exist in 2. Because they hadn't written him, I'm guessing. But it did add some established continuity, which was nice. A bit annoying that Daxter literally forgot about me until he sees me in a fucking prison transport vehicle, though. I didn't... Like, Daxter's an alright game. I didn't like that they did that. I kind of assumed that, like, when he showed up at the beginning to release you, and he's like, I've been looking for you for years. He legitimately had been, like, trying to find you for 2 years, and, like, just finally found his way around. But instead, they've got him as, like, this... He knows about the town kind of savvy dude, but at the same time, when you're in Jak 2, he doesn't know a damn thing. He's never heard of Crew. He doesn't know about the underground.
This is the place which was depicted on the mural in the Cave of Knowledge. In fact, Vinbar visited
At a hotel. Yeah, yeah. Daxter wasn't the best. To be fair, the city was broken up into districts, so maybe the idea of the hotel was like, you know, it's on the coast or something. Who knows? It is always interesting, though, thinking about, like, all the shit that happened in Jak 1 with, like, Lurkers and Gaul and Maya and the different sages. And it's like, boy, Jak 2 just really looked at that and said, nah, we don't want to do that. Let's just fuck all that noise, I guess. It's like, what? There's established world and lore here. Nah. Like, Jak had an uncle, remember? In the first game? He's got an uncle that's just never brought up again. It's like, what? Who is that guy? Why did he consider us his uncle? Why don't we ever talk about that guy? I might play the Jak and Daxter trilogy. If I can get it on PS4 or 5, I guess I'd play it. But I'm not going to plug in my PS2 or PS3 in order to replay those games. I'd play them on stream if they're on PS4 and someone requested them. Adopted uncle. So the other dude's brother, unless he's adopted. What other dude? We only know Jak's father. We don't know his mother at all. And, good, I'm blanking on his name. Not Deimos, that's Jak's dad. The Green Sage, whose name I'm blanking on. Samus? Something like that. Why, yes, I'll adopt you as my nephew. Don't want the full commitment. Yeah. I'm only adopting you as my nephew, so if you need a kidney, I'm out. But, yeah, he certainly wasn't related to the guy. He's also from the future, present, whatever. It could be Jak's mother's brother. Well, then... But that's the thing. Jak was born... The timeline, if you know the Jak and Daxter games, is Jak was born to a guy named Deimos in, like, the year... Call it 1000. I don't know if that's actually the year or whatever, but... He goes back in time... for reasons so that Jak 1 can happen, and then he comes back to the future later to save the world again, now as an adult, but like to the year 995. So Deimos has like an 8-year-old son who is also Jak, who's like 24. It's a bit complicated, but that looks... Alright, I chose an interesting point to stop and go on that spiel. But yeah, no, the point is his uncle is in no way related to him. I don't know what the fuck they were doing having... They just hoped we'd forget about that guy, I'm guessing. That's terrifying, by the way. I hope we don't have to fight that. Like I said, adopted uncle. Yeah, that's my assumption. Lord knows where Kira came from, because she wasn't with him when they went back in time. So, her dad hooked up with somebody in the past and gave birth to a daughter that he then took into the future. It's a whole thing. They also really just skip over that apocalypse. They're like, you're in the far-flung future where it's an apocalypse. And it's like, how did that happen? Don't ask questions. It's the metalheads. Shut up. Well, these things suck. I gotta heal. Good job, men. I definitely had it under control, too. Also, we never get to see the yellow Eco Sage's place in Jak and Daxter 1, right? Yeah. We start in the green Sage's hut. We meet the blue Sage, I think, in sort of like the rocky place. Or the oceany place. You go to the volcano where the red Sage is, and you see his lab, but he's not there. And then the yellow Sage is just Gall and Maya are already there. Went straight from Red Hut to Gall and Maya. Yep. I assumed it was because the metalheads got through the portal in the intro. They invaded the past. Really? First of all, crazy. Secondly, that's, really shouldn't have opened that portal then, huh? That's 100% on us. Also, please someone tell me Kira's dad's name, the Green Sage. I'm fucking blanking on it. It's like Magus or Masus or Samus or something like that. Samos. Samos the Sage. That sounds like it might be right. Samos, yeah. It's not Samus, the fucking character from Metroid. I knew that. Although, let's be fair, equally attractive in the Zero suit. I think we can agree. But, yeah, Samos sounds right. You know, old Stumphead. That guy. Samus isn't a word either. Yeah, but apparently he writes about Samus more. Probably, I'm gonna assume, Spiral, fanfiction. Now, I can't prove that, obviously. But that's my assumption. No. Be fair, Samus is hotter than Samos. Even. It's an even split.
Finally,
Gun to my head, couldn't choose.
to high ground. Now,
Never played the game series you're talking about, never even heard of it. Jak and Daxter? It was one of the iconic PlayStation 2 games. Says you. Don't want to imagine Samos in Zero suit. You don't want to imagine Samos in a tight blue leotard? Let me tell you, you're missing out.
bloodied feathers.
I've seen some big birds in my days at sea. but
Never
none
had a
have
PS2.
feathers this
Ah, that'll do it.
size.
Looks like Vinbar must have begun his transformation.
That's a trilogy I'd be willing to replay on stream. I haven't touched those games in ages. But, yeah, I'd have to look and see if I could get it on PS4. Otherwise, I'd just emulate it because it's not worth digging out my PS2 to try and get those up and running. And I'd have to set up my old capture card that runs with my PS2, and it's a whole thing. It's like,
Giant feathers. We're on the right trail.
I'd say I can't imagine it's not on PS4, but they refuse Insomniac to put the Resistance games out on anything past the PlayStation 3. So, what do I know? Would love to replay those games, but, no, I either need PlayStation Now, which I'm not getting, or, hook up my PS3, which I don't feel like doing.
Over there, more feathers.
I might be able to scale this. Haha! Vigor level 3! Did I shortcut it, or is there nothing up here? Ooh, I might have shortcutted something. What do we have here? Ah, no.
It's not possible just now.
I do have the skill rock, though. Nice. Always appreciate it. 2 points. Hell yeah. Never had a PS2. You missed probably...
More of these giant feathers. We're on the right trail.
It's hard to definitively say, but if you missed the PS2, you might have missed, if not the best, one of the best gaming consoles of all time. The amount of bangers that were on the PS2.
Vinbar must be here.
What a gem.
One
One of the finest consoles to ever exist. Debatably the best. So we need to find our way
This must
here.
be the entrance to Vinbar's sanctuary. But it's obstructed. He knows how to protect his home.
Well, we've seen this puzzle before. Alright, let's have a nightmare and, Okay, examine.
A stone altar. It resembles the one that protects the passage to Mev's sanctuary. This must be where I need to place the seed.
Have I got the seed? No, I guess not.
And here is another altar. Are 2 seeds necessary to open the passage? How can we learn which plant seed is required?
You don't just reveal the secret to your hideout, unless it were to the person you loved.
You're right. We need to find this Sarah. The seed that I have is not enough. I need to find Sarah. She might be able to help. Let's return to the village.
Oh, for God's sakes. Well, at least there's a camp. I was gonna say, didn't Sarah, like, ditch us and set us up to come here? It's like, well, fuck you, Sarah. Come on now. What was the point of that? Can I travel to, like, a different part of this same map, or is this the only place I can go to? Let me try the other, what are my mission options? Yeah, find and question Sarah. Okay, yeah, I need to look for that on the world map. Find and question Sarah. There we... Okay, we'll just travel then. I don't know. Vrevenshire. The map is so big. Yeah, it is. I think all my should have been made baddies in Jack 3 instead of Arrow. Well then that would have had to explain how they got to the past, wouldn't it? Which, I mean, I'm sure they could have, but, you know, still. Can I just travel to... Apparently not. I can't just travel to that rock. Alright. Worth a shot. Vice City and San Andreas, I miss third-person fixed-angle horror. Well, good news. I'll have to play that one game that Kaida wanted me to play that I've forgotten because its name is so bloody generic. Vice City and San Andreas are good. Then the FF games, yeah. Among some of the Resident Evil games. Yeah, Resident Evil 4. Code Veronica is on PS2, I believe. 0. Final Fantasy 10, 11 for some reason was on the PlayStation 2, and 12 all made it onto PlayStation 2. They were gems. Had a PS1 for a while, gamed on the old Xbox consoles as well, then just switched to PC gaming at some point. PC is probably what you want to do these days, but back in the day, PlayStation 2 was, in my opinion, without equal. That was the future, not the past. No, because Jack was originally born in that era and then went back to the past. Yeah. He was originally born there, went to the past, and then came back. Gul and Maya would have had to have found a way to get to one of those places at some point. You could have argued that me defeating them didn't really defeat them, and just they woke back up in the future, or present. It's weird. Plus Final Fantasy VII spin-off. We don't talk about Dirge of Cerberus, alright? Listen. It may be over on my game shop. Actually.
Someone here might know where to find it.
Might as well try and swim.
We don't talk about Dirge of Cerberus on this channel, alright?
Child, we have a more
we just don't. That game sucked.
to find that woman. woman.
It was a waste of my
Your cousin
15
is
bucks
still
or however much I
reported
spent on it.
missing and must be in great danger.
Yes, that's true. We must find Constantine.
But you know what else the PS2 had? Weird games like Tulip, which I will play someday when it comes up on the wheel. This is a weird fucking game. Look into it if you don't know it. It's backwards in my webcam, don't mind that. Tulip! I'll be more gentle with this one. I'm just gonna huck it across the room. I love Dirge Cerberus's stupid bullshit. I agree with you that it's stupid bullshit. I was busy doing a bit. What are we doing? Finding question Sarah. God damn it, Sarah, where are you? Michael Sarah, you son of a bitch. You better be in here. Alright, she doesn't appear to be in here. God damn it.
Sarah doesn't seem to have returned to her village.
Huh.
Someone here might know where to find her.
You might as well try and swim the Great Sea. They won't tell us anything.
My child, we have a more urgent task at hand than to find that woman. Your cousin is still reported missing and must be in great danger.
It's fun, stupid bullshit,
Yes,
like what everyone convinces you
We
or
must
tries to
find
convince you
Constantine.
RE6 is. No, RE6 is awful. When you say RE6 is fun, stupid bullshit, I agree with 2/3 of that statement.
Sarah doesn't seem
Okay, I need to actually listen so I know what I'm doing here.
My child, we have a more urgent task at hand than to find... Your cousin is still reported missing.
Yes, that's true. We must find Constantine.
Okay, that's the game telling me, hey, you're not progressing this story any further until you do this story, which is a shame because I've been trying to level up so I can acquire the fucking antidote of the fucking thing. I guess I'll head to New Serene and hope that there's a merchant that sells it, because I don't have the fucking ability to do that thing is the problem. So let's hope there's a merchant that's willing to sell it to me. You have to find your cousin, yeah. They try and convince you it's fun. I mean, in co-op it's not bad, but, you know, that's just generally speaking true. Co-op generally makes an experience better because you've got somebody else there. Fear 3 sucked, but I played it with a friend and it was alright. Case, that's my example. But yeah, if you're doing it co-op, RE6 isn't terrible. You can probably have fun making fun of the stupidness of it all. But it's real bad. It's not worth your time, really. Unless you get it for free and really have, like, a reason to play it, RE6 is not worth your time.
Welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you seen anything.
I do love this guy's voice. Welcome, it's such a pleasure. I notice your mustache is as handsome as mine. Yeah, that's why I don't trust him to cut me a good deal. Have you got, the thing I need? Nope, you just sell sleeping. That's not what I need. Okay, well.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Well, since they're not gonna let me continue this until I level up, I guess, let's do Petrus's thing. Sins of the Father. Here we go. Hey, Petrus.
I'm happy you...
Great camera angle.
Allow me to apologize once again. I should have spoken to you sooner.
Couldn't be happier
Told
with
you
it.
what I knew and not betrayed your trust.
Indeed, you should have.
As I said,
got worse.
I'd like to make up for it.
It got worse.
Family again.
How do you intend to do that?
As you now know,
It's
I knew your mother.
it's getting
We had
worse.
trouble communicating.
The wood is just slowly encompassing the screen every time it cuts.
She was important in her village, based on what I know today.
The
I think she
texture
was a
of this
Donegal.
wood, though.
She told me her name, Arelwyn, and told me about her family. She even gave me a pendant for you. You were only a child, so I gave it to Mrs. de Sade for safekeeping.
She gave me a necklace when I went to say goodbye to her. She said it was a family heirloom. Did my mother tell you the name of her village?
No.
Stop cutting to it. Please, just either leave it here or stop the conversation.
It was such a long time ago.
This is fine. Just be done here.
The notes record
Nope.
everything.
Me and the wood post got a lot to talk about, apparently.
They must have written something in a logbook somewhere. So,
Vasco is better
try and
framed for
find
this.
out where you
Jesus
come from.
Christ.
Do you want to find your relatives?
Not really, but sure, why not?
Yes. All this is so new to me, but I suppose so, yes.
Let's go then.
Okay. Get away from this. I'm very familiar with this post, by the way. Fine making quality, let me tell you. Where am I going? Admiral. Oh, easy enough. They're right over there. Right over here in the port quarter. I kept insisting that they call it the Porter, but they weren't having it. Hello, Admiral.
You have come at the right time, Your Excellency. I am in a delicate situation, and your help would be invaluable.
I bet. No, I'm not. Shut up. Not doing your thing. We're here on Petrus's thing.
I see. What is the...
It's use.
I agree. Where can I find...
I did no such agreeing. Shut up, you.
I've come to talk to you about a personal matter.
After what I revealed to you, I was sure you would come back to find me. What would you like to know?
You told me that I was born on one of your ships. Of an islander captured on the island.
We'd like to know about this woman's origins.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I did not take part in those expeditions. And our old archives are far from here.
Is there no one on Tier 3D who can help us? Please.
Very well. I do know an old captain who could perhaps help you out.
Where can he be found?
His ship is moored in the port of Hikmit, if I'm not mistaken. His name is Captain Lissandro.
Thank you for your help, Admiral.
Lissarde?
Yes, Admiral?
Don't get too caught up in the past. That one in particular. Nothing good will come of it.
Whether or not we choose to get caught up in it, Admiral, the past always catches up with us. Sadly, I'm paying the price of this.
Alright. Hikmit. Well, I can't avoid Hikmit forever. Keep trying and they keep dragging me back. So let's go to Hikmit. Hopefully he didn't die in that siege on Hikmit. Yeah, the PS2, though. Like, in addition to, I think the original God of War was a... or I say the original, Sands of Time, God of War. Prince of Persia Sands of Time, I think, was a PS2 exclusive for a while. God of War's on PlayStation 2, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, the Grand Theft Auto games. Katamari. You got the weird shit from Japan as well, like Tulip, that just wound up over there. Persona, Final Fantasy. It was crazy. PS2 was easily one of the best systems.
It's not possible just now.
No one would care that I just blow up a wall. I don't know why I would, but, you know, still. Worth mentioning that I feel like some people should care about that.
Hello there. My name is Desarde. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
I am Captain Lissandro. Pleased to meet you. I don't believe I've had the pleasure before.
It also had the backwards compatibility to play the OG Spyros and Crash Bandicoots, if that was your thing. Which we're only just now getting back in terms of hot, fresh new games. And backwards compatibility is nice, too, so...
Admiral Cabral advised me to speak to you about a matter of some concern to me.
The Admiral? Coming from a legate, I should have expected.
It's also cool that the PS2 runs the GTA trilogy on them better than the definitive edition is.
Oh, I think I understand. That's why your face looked familiar. The congregation is good at keeping its secrets, isn't it? This story is not a new one.
25 years. 25
Smoke
years
bomb
since
went
the
off
Lord
behind
took
me.
a woman
What?
Who was captured on this island to Serene.
I remember, and yet it wasn't the first time. But on that occasion, a child was born.
So you can understand why we'd like to learn where this captive came from.
Yes, yes. I have seen more than a few.
I've seen San
dogs
Andreas
looking for
Definitive
their
Edition.
parents.
I've seen enough of it.
What have you got to do with all
I have
this?
seen enough of it, let me
met
tell you.
that woman in Serene. I got to know her well.
Listen, it's not that I don't want to help you, but my memory is no longer what it was. I wasn't the captain at the time. I wasn't the one who decided where we moored the ship. So I don't see how I can help you find out where this woman came from.
From one captain to another, if you would allow me.
Captain Vasco? I'm listening.
You said it yourself. A child was born at that particular time. A seaborn. And we always help one of our own.
Very well. I need to look in my old logbooks.
That is on another
I'll
level.
find something.
Why do we have a traditional sea fighting pirate on Western land? We're on an island.
Here it is. I found my old logbook. There's a passage in it that would probably...
This is a an island that,
from a village on the plains in the south.
despite having natives on it, the mainland recently discovered, found, I don't know what the appropriate word is, located the island, or made aware of its existence, whatever verbiage you want to use.
It's nothing. I'm getting
And
sentimental in my old age.
we believe that the cure to the horrible illness that's rampaging in our homeland is to be found somewhere on this island. But yeah, if you look at the map here,
I don't really know.
we're on an island.
I'm a little lost, I suppose.
That's the island, and down here, I assume not to scale in terms of distance, otherwise how the fuck did they miss that? This is our homeland. And these are the various factions on the island. There's New Serene, which is us. Hikmit, where we keep going, and I say got sacked by, you know, looters and lunatics. And San Mateus, which is the religious people we haven't really talked too much in this stream about. Because I guess I've really tied up my loose ends with the religious people, I guess. Good job, Token. Way to use I guess in the same sentence twice. Nobody noticed that. Okay, got stuck on a wheelbarrow. I don't suppose you've got a cure. That would really fucking speed this process up. Have something crafted? Hot damn! I'm hoping that just means it's costing me 32 bucks. Okay, it did.
I was honored by your visit. Please come back whenever you want.
Good stuff. Hey, we don't need to do Petrus's thing anymore. To the main quest! I might do Petrus's thing later, but I did want to do mainly main quests today. Largely because, well, this game is fun, don't get me wrong. I don't like games that last too long on this stream. People keep asking me to play games that take for fucking ever to play, but I already started it, might as well finish it. I also already started the thing with my cousin. Like what? Blue Dragon took forever. Yakuza I inflicted upon myself. I can't really blame anyone there. Petrus's quest, I mean. Well, yes, but... God, after Blue Dragon, there was another one that took forever to play. Skies of Arcadia took forever. Mega Man took its sweet time. I'll find out what the soldier knows, and then I'll continue Petrus's thing, but I do at least want to get this out of the way. Arg. Got to get going. Take care. May you rescue your cousin's cake soon. I'm about to hear what happened to him from this soldier. Once I hear that, I'll finish Petrus's thing. Like I said. But I did want to at least take care of that while the option was there. And before the stream was done. Then we'll wrap up Petrus's thing, and if there's any time left after that, continue the main story. Keep doing main quests, you should be able to finish the game in the next 2 to 3 streams. Well, that'd be nice. I was really hoping next stream is what you're gonna say, and I'd be like, yay! We get to spin the wheel again and tick another one off the list, but it is what it is.
Were you able to concoct the potion against burns?
Nope, paid a guy
Yes,
too.
I was. Might we administer it?
Give it to me. I'll take care of this. We must wait and be patient now.
Will he make it?
I hope
He
so.
better. I just stuffed poison down his throat.
This potion is extremely potent.
Well, yeah, it's just Nightshade.
When could we speak to him?
Come back tomorrow at the same time. We'll know more then.
Alright, let's go do Petrus's thing.
Come back tomorrow.
CR, get worked out.
And thank you again for your help.
24 hours. Or, you know, 24 minutes, I guess. But still. Like, fuck that. I'm gonna assume you forgot that little detail when you were like, finish Petrus's thing. That the game tells me fuck off for 24 hours. Yeah, Petrus's quest. Alright. Does he also have a ponytail? Who? Who would have a ponytail? I'm trying to remember in games I've played who has ponytails. Couldn't tell you, to be fair. Danganronpa, that one took a while. All three of them really took a while. As I did play all three on stream. Catherine took a bit. People keep asking about Despair Girls. I'll have to make that like a sub goal or something. Ah, the camp's over here. Excuse me, I'm going to the... meant to go to the camp. In the last cutscene, it looked like he did. Oh, In theory, I guess it's possible for you to manage to finish it next stream, but you'll have to stream longer and focus completely on main storylines. Ever do Mass Effect M? I'm gonna assume you just meant Mass Effect in general. I've played the second Mass Effect, and got all the achievements, actually. That's one of the games I've perfected. Never touched 3, despite owning it, I think. I just heard bad things about it, and I'm like, you know what? I don't really care that much. Yeah, the second one is everyone's favorite. And I started 1, but I played 2 first, and I started 1 being like, 2's great, let's see what 1's all about. And I was like, I think I'm just gonna stick with 2.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Interestingly, I need to ask you about my mom, so it's sweet that I already did a favor for you.
I recently found out that my mother...
One's janky, it's true. I'm told it's better in the remastered edition.
Now I understand.
Which I might be, you know, willing to pick that up if it goes on sale.
Indeed.
It's got all
She was
the
captured before my birth and sent to the
all the DLC in it as well.
She was called Arelwyn. Did you know her?
Of course. Everyone here remembers her kidnapping.
Could you tell me more about that?
I was not the head of the clan back then. It was a very long time ago. But I remember the village.
Yeah, Mass Effect's good. I'd be willing to play Mass Effect. Gotta request it though.
All our warriors set off to her rescue.
Dragon Age as well.
But it was all in vain.
Inquisition's one I still need to get around to getting all the achievements in. Since weirdly I have all the achievements in Origins and Dragon Age 2.
Village lost its knowledge and strength in one blow.
So my father died too. Do you know if any members of my family are still alive?
Yes. Slan, your mother's sister. She then became our Donegad. She was never able to match her sister's talent. Too much knowledge had been lost.
For Mass Effect, when I hear the ending of 3 is questionable to say the least, and Andromeda's not that good. Yeah, there's a reason the remastered Mass Effect is the first 3 games and not Andromeda.
It's not surprising that she was of interest to the congregation. They probably hoped she could help them find a cure for the Malachor. But all alone, far from the island. She was just a young, frightened...
Oh, Harry Tix, happy Sunday! Hey, 7-9, how's it going?
You could Troy her house.
Random thought, you know, sometimes I wonder if the Japanese have an equivalent to Deftones. What? Not just popular due to Japan's general music taste.
She doesn't speak.
I mean, I have no idea. Not a clue.
Others here can probably tell you
That's a wild thought. Is Jiro okay? Well, he hasn't appeared in this game, so I have to assume he's doing alright. Since he was alright at the end of Blue Dragon. We're just talking about old games, 7-9, Mass Effect, Jak and Daxter.
He seems quite friendly compared to the others we've run into.
That's pretty much it. Very different series that we're talking about, but there it is.
And do you think that's a bad thing?
He reminds me of myself when I was younger, and that's not a compliment.
Oh, burn.
My fear is that he serves his own ambition, and this is often done at the expense of others. There's no one here. Let's go and ask the inhabitants of the village if they know where to find her.
The islanders protect their Donegada. I don't know if they'll speak to some Renaigse.
Don't forget, you are one of them after all.
Hello.
Renaigse. Do you need help, Renaigse?
Actually, yes. I'm looking for the village.
Blue Dragon.
What do you want from
Speaking of games where shadow monsters come up behind you, I gotta play Okage soon.
Help me to find someone.
Well, my birthday's coming up, and that's my treat to myself.
Ulan must have wanted to play a dirty trick on you. There's no love lost between
Yo,
and the Donegad.
the view bots are getting creative. I noticed I had a whisper and went to click over to see what it was, and you know what it said? Wanna become famous!
Try heading
No, I'm good.
Plains.
Don't whisper at
I'm
me.
not sure if she is there right now, but she likes going for walks there.
I'm extremely grateful.
That's creative. You keep banning the bots in chat, and they'll find other ways to fucking bug me about it, won't they? He's asking about your car's extended warranty. Don't give him ideas. Don't give them ideas. How do they get away with that, advertising bigfollows.com? Because Twitch is very clear that you can't use view bots. Don't pay, you know, to up your view count to look better with view bots. Alright, that's very much against their terms of service. And yet here these guys are advertising view bots, and it's like, surely that should also be against their terms of service, right? In the right spot. Not even close. Okay. My bad. You can't escape! Nah, it doesn't seem like I can. December 9th, correct? Do you plan to stream the whole game or just segments of it? Okage? Oh, no. Doing a whole stream of that. And while that is a JRPG, I can beat that in, like, 12 hours or so. So, it's only a couple streams. There's a Blue Dragon sequel. There's an anime sequel, I think. I don't know if there's a game sequel. Or no, wait. I think there was one on the Nintendo DS. There was another Blue Dragon game. Professor's note. Okay, needed that for something. Still the wrong way. But yeah, I think there was another Blue Dragon game on, like, the DS, maybe?
There's a woman over there, surrounded by animals. It looks like she may...
Oh, fuck! She just got fucking decked. Jesus Christ. Thought they'd at least wait for me to walk over before the game goddamn floored that poor woman. Holy crap.
Well, thank you for stepping in. I don't understand what has happened. Usually these animals...
One of those bots had a thing where you hang up on immediately, calls and tells you the same Monto machine foolish human you cannot run. Something like that, yeah.
Arrived at the right time. We would have been very upset if something had happened to you.
Excuse me, but are you Slan, the Donegad of Vignamri?
It's a rude question.
That's me. Were you looking for me?
Yes, we were. If you would allow us, we'd like to
Oh
accompany
no, Blue Dragon 2, Xbox 360. I'll be damned.
Very well. I will walk by your side.
This is the story we have pieced together.
I just can't believe it.
Oh, wait, no. There was a planned sequel that never got made.
Your face reminds me.
Mistwalker hasn't released anything on Xbox since 2007. Only murmurings I've heard in relation to them. Possible Nintendo partnership. Microsoft owns the IP for Blue Dragon. There have been 2 Blue Dragon spin-offs released on the DS, however.
Familiar. Your father had given it to your mother when they bound. It's good that you are
Yik. I don't know what Yik is.
My poor beloved Arelwin, who died far away from us all.
So yeah, 7-9, there aren't Blue Dragon sequels. There's spin-offs on the DS. Which, fuck, who knows? Maybe it's just Blue Dragon, but a DS port.
But I was unable to do such a thing.
Look it up.
Someone would have figured it out. I would have been sent back to Ptolemy, and I would have lost everything. So I watched her suffer. And one day she died.
Petrus, I cannot hold it against you for letting her live.
No, you don't understand.
20% of users liked this video game, huh?
I loved her, and I didn't even have the strength to end her suffering. She's the only one.
Gotta say, I'm not entirely pleased with that result.
Everyone loved Arelwin.
What the fuck is this?
Marvelous.
Pronounced Y2K. Oh. Oh, that's clever. Looks like Yik pronounced Y2K. That's at least clever. Indie RPG by American developer ACK Studios. It received mixed to negative reviews. Toby Fox composed the music. That's probably nice.
Has returned home, and with him the spirit.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
You are home.
It looks nice. People hated it though.
Petrus, I wanted to thank you.
I don't have the state of nostalgia for Blue Dragon DS games I have for 360, so I won't be requesting those. Good.
You may have been a bit
It's an interesting
cowardly in
game.
the past, to the point of letting the
Is
woman
that interesting in the way that like World War II is interesting, or like actually interesting as in a good
I've been
thing?
able to find my family and my origins, and for that, I thank you.
I mean, the graphics do look nice from the stills I saw. I didn't see any of it in motion, but graphically it looked nice. When I said looks nice, I meant purely visually, Spiral.
For you and for her, I hope the enlightened will remember this when I stand before him.
Alright, Petrus is friendly with me. Aw, how nice. And we got closure with our mom. I was listening to that, for the record, during that tangent. Look at it in motion. Maybe later. In the middle of a game right now. It looked a bit like, well, it looked like an RPG. Yeah, it looked like it had the little character and then a speech bubble. Which, I mean, that's kind of hard to get wrong, right? Why'd everyone hate it? It is an RPG. Well, yeah, it's called a postmodern RPG. I can read, thank you. Yeah. Spiral, I don't know the game. You're clearly just dancing around the issue. What's wrong with it? Like, 20% of users on Google liked it. Metacritic gave it like a 50, so it's not great. What the hell's wrong with it? I can't tell what's wrong with it based on a couple screenshots and the name, alright? The name's kind of neat and the screenshots make it look okay. What do you want from me? You're like, oh, you poor fool, you don't know. I don't! That's the point! You're acting like I should know about this game I've never heard of, and it's like, I don't know, from the 3 screenshots I saw, it looked alright. Again, visually, I didn't see any of the mechanics. I'm saying that as a you'll find out. Maybe I don't want to find out. It doesn't sound like I do. I like that Kanochi chimed in to be like, it is an RPG. I can say from the start it runs like stir-fried ass. Oof. Well, poor optimization's always a bad thing. I still got time to kill before, how much time do I have left? Listen to the surviving soldier. I think it said I had like 15 minutes left on that. Yeah, 14 hours and 38 minutes. I can't continue that. What's a side quest that doesn't seem like it'll take that much time? I could just go fight in the arena. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go fight in the arena. Until my time's up. Earn some money that way. It's in Mateus, right? Yeah, the arena's in San Mateus, I believe. Part of it is the conversations are very, very, very long, and the plot is weird and doesn't make sense. Oh, so it's a bit like, what is it? I just played it. It was, I played it for achievements, admittedly. This artsy indie game with, like the indie rocker. The Artful Escape. It's a bit like that. Sound design and music works aside, Toby Fox's one song sounds like untethered donkey balls. Really? Toby Fox is normally pretty good at music. And by that I mean, look at Undertale. And I mean, Deltarune's probably nothing to live chat either when it comes to music, but I wouldn't know. May or may not like the combat. The little that does make sense is actively terrible and outright contradictory. Oof. So the game's just a mess. Got it. Why do you know about this game if it's such a mess? Toby Fox did one song and it's the only good one. Ah, oh, Toby Fox music aside, the music is crap. Got it. Took me a second to understand what you were saying there. So what made it so popular that like two of you know about it? At least two of you know about it. Since again, it seems like this game's kind of a hot mess. What's got it on your guys' radar? Someone famous work on it, other than Toby Fox? It's like, well, this was embarrassing. It was hyped and the trailers looked interesting. Ah, one of those.
Perfect.
Was it crowdfunded as well? Just to add that little caveat into the pot.
Who would ever have believed that our excellence would have risen?
This could be an issue. We got a biggin. He really likes hitting me with the tail, this thing. Interesting premise and trailer met with disappointing game usually is a recipe for... It looked good on Kickstarter for a hot minute there. I've only ever kickstarted one game, and it was Hat in Time, and I don't regret it. Saw a demo and thought it was cool, but I think most of the stuff in the demo got scrapped. Ooh. Lost me there. We're still talking about Blue Dragon spinoff? No, game called Y2K. That's spelled like yick.
Ready to excite the crowd.
Apparently it was a bomb. Hat in Time was cool. Hat in Time was rad. That was one of easily my favorite games ever that I've played.
Huh.
I'd love to play that.
Well, if you want to try it later, you'll need to start fighting.
Oh, sorry, continue it. Sorry.
I need to get going.
Huh. A pity.
Easily one of my favorite games I've ever played. Hat in Time. Delightful platformer. I hear they've got more DLC, actually, that just came out. I really hoped it would have gone on sale for Black Friday or Cyber Monday or whatever, but doesn't look like it did. Gears for breakfast. Would have loved to play that game. Picked it up for cheap on Xbox, gotten all the achievements. Chef's Kiss would have been delightful. Oh, that's horrific. What the fuck am I fighting? Yo, let's stop talking about Hat in Time and talk about whatever the fuck this is. This thing seems a bit sentient to just be hanging out in the arena. It's got wings and it's like smart enough to wield a sword? What the fuck is this? I'm trying desperately to, ow, break its armor. None of these beasts that I fought on the island, oh god, have had, like, swords. This thing's armed. He came ready to fight. I don't know how I feel about that. I was just looking to kill some beasts. Good thing I'm fucking... Oh, God. Smacked in the face. I'm gonna say, good thing I'm strapped. Aha! Ow.
Let's see if you can ward off this.
Oh, that thing was terrifying. But it's worth an achievement. King of the Peaks! Kill a mountain guardian. Cool.
This is the first time I've ever seen such a young team leader win the title.
And also arena excellence. Succeed in all challenges of the arena. Ah, rad. I got the broadsword of the deceased king. That sounds fucking cool.
A pity. Well, come back
When
again.
criticized, the creator blamed players for not liking characters who are unlikable. Well, that's a mistake. Own up to your fuck-ups, man. We don't like this game. Well, there's probably a reason so many people don't like the game. Agility 5, but that's a fucking good sword. Look at that shit. Huge, too. Look at that thing on my shoulders. I need 5 agility to wield this thing, but goddamn is it beastly. I did get to play some of Blue Dragon games. I think we're on the DS. Well, like I said, unless 7-9, hopefully own name fucking redeems his game and I can up the price so that deters 7-9 maybe a little bit from requesting nonsensical bullshit. But, yeah, hopefully, he's not serious about requesting the DS games, because those would be awkward to play and capture. That name sounds metal as fuck. Oh, the Deceased Mountain King's Broadsword? Yeah, that's a fucking rad name. Some sort of native spirit god. Yeah, there was a Mountain King, right? What was the actual name of the sword? Broadsword of the Deceased King. Yeah, and that's a fucking rad-looking sword. How am I doing on achievements in this game? 16 of 63. 160 out of 1100. Woof! This game. I'm glad this is on my alt account. This would be, well, maybe. I like the longer completions from time to time, but, this game feels like it'd be a bit of a grind to, get all the achievements in. I'll take a look at the list at the end of the game. Excited for Spider-Man 2. Oh, from Insomniac? They're also making a Wolverine game, right? Which will, those will be good. I wish Spider-Man would... It won't, because, you know, Sony has rights to Spider-Man, but I wish it'd come to Xbox. That'd be rad. It's not only does Sony have rights to Spider-Man, but Insomniac made the fucking game, so it's never coming to, Xbox. Insomniac's had, like, 3 games come to Xbox in their entire career, and one of them was Sunset Overdrive. Song of the Deep was another one, and I couldn't tell you. I know there is one other, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
How are you doing?
You can bet your twirly mustache that 7-9 is dead serious about requesting a DS spin-off game of Blue Dragon. Ugh. Just see how Wolverine will play, since Insomniac is more gadget-based combat.
Could you tell me what happened during the attack?
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I mean, they made Resistance, which is a decent shooter. That's not really gadget-based combat. I'm not saying Wolverine will be a good shooter, that wouldn't make any sense, but my point is they've got range.
And we heard sounds of fighting not far from our position. Men were screaming in our own language. So we went to see what was happening. Soldiers of the Coin Guard and an islander were trying to protect a young man. He seemed dire ill.
Constantine Katasak and his escort.
Alright, so what happened to these guys?
Fighting against?
Dozens of wild animals. They seemed completely enraged and intent on devouring them. And there were flames.
Flames? Where were they coming from?
That is an Insomniac staple.
My friends and all the soldiers fell one after the other. I didn't see everything. All was blood and confusion with beasts and fire.
Just don't have Jean
thought I
Grey
saw
or
another
Cyclops.
islander.
Not a fan of those two.
He's the one who took the sickened man. There was practically no one left on the battlefield. I was wounded and I passed out. I came to when I heard voices of islanders approaching. Rebels. I thought to myself, they're coming to finish off the wounded. I got up with difficulty and fled. I dragged myself here.
I remember watching
I'm going to have to go and find
X-Men 3
You shouldn't do that.
and seeing, I think it was Jean Grey, definitely Cyclops, in the very beginning, like,
You're still
he
far
explodes or whatever, and I was like,
it's best I
oh,
leave now.
weird.
I've learned enough.
I wonder how he's gonna come back, or I wonder what's gonna happen when he comes back. And then the rest of the movie happened, and I was like, so that was a film. That sure was a film. That was great. Fuck Cyclops. Even if you don't care for Cyclops, what the fuck? Why even, like... Why not have that be the end of 2? Why put that in the beginning of 3?
Excellency.
It made no sense. I was like, oh shit, is that guy gonna come back? And then he didn't, and I was like...
You can't imagine what this means
That was pointless.
Please. I did nothing more than follow the instructions your nurse gave me.
Did you learn what you needed to learn?
Yes. I was able to question your man and he told me what he saw. He and his company heard sounds of the attack, and they went to investigate. My cousin's escort were already nearly annihilated by animals that jumped out from all sides. A strange sorcerer controlled them. It was he that took my cousin.
One of those rebel savages, no doubt. I knew that they'd be behind all of this. They must have learned that an important man was in the region and thought he would make the perfect hostage. I'm sorry. I would give you some men, but...
Don't apologize. I know where the camp can be found, and if my cousin is there, I will free him.
You need to have
Like you
Psych
freed the
whining and
scholars.
brooding about Jean at least once.
You're a good man, Excellency. Thank you again. for
Many people
saving
criticize
my
X-Men 3 for poorly handling the series in general, and the Phoenix Saga in particular.
Safe journey.
Yeah. Oh, well, now I'm level 25. Question Darren. Well, I mean, I'll follow this until, you know, they yell at me to go back here. Let's level up, see what that's about, and probably at the end of the stream, shortly after that. I should have a skill point. Thank you very much. What is this path now? Attacking with two-handed weapons deals... Hell yeah! Go for it. Agility. For the fucking cool-ass sword, I need 5 agility. Is it worth my time? God damn. It probably is. I really want to use that sword. Who knows if I'll get to use it by the end of the game, but why not, you know? Why not? I can dream, damn it. Intuition, charisma. I already have 3 charisma, thanks to, I think, my cape and Petrus being friends with me. I have great charisma already. It is, I reckon. Yeah. Science, I think, makes the most sense, since that's the only thing I don't have at least 1 point in. Admittedly, my intuition here is from something else, but, you know, whatever it is. When is my next level up for, for attributes? Level 28. That's 3 levels, so I'll probably hit 3 levels before the end of the game. Or 3 more levels before the end of the game. Get myself a dope-ass legendary blade. Where is the... Where's the quest? What? It's here. Question the guy, but where's the guy? Oh, he's up here. Okay. So, I need to warp to the camp. Got it. X-Men. Remember when they tried to do the Origins series with Wolverine and it sucked, and they were like, well, that was a shit show, and then they tried another Wolverine movie and it's like, well, that was a shit show. And then they gave us Logan and it's like, alright, so you can make one good movie where Wolverine's the main focus. Must get 3 levels before finishing the game. Yeah, I expect so. Logan was a great film. Won't spoil it in case you haven't seen Logan, but it's a damn good film. My father, who doesn't care for superhero movies, much like many boomers. They're like, these superhero movies. He saw Logan and he was like, that wasn't bad. That was a good film. You like the Origins movie. It had okay moments. The ending's complete shit, though. Where, like, he's shot in the head and it's like your brain will heal, but your memory won't, or whatever the fuck's going on. And then, the Deadpool had his mouth sewn shut, and the one woman's like, as punishment for killing my sister, you're gonna walk until your feet bleed, and then you're gonna walk some more. And it's like, oh no, not walking. Whatever will he do? Oh no, spare him the grisly fate of having to take a stroll. Like, admittedly, his feet were pretty fucked up by the end there, but, you know. It wasn't really, like, a harsh punishment or anything, you know, a couple days in a chair with some bandages on those feet and he'd have been healed right up. Dark Phoenix was worse. Didn't see Dark Phoenix. Apocalypse is pretty rough. It seems like they're real hit or miss with X-Men. The movies are either pretty good or kinda shit. Third Wolverine was very good, much darker in tone than the majority of Marvel movies. Oh yeah, no, that's because it was Fox, and it was still Fox before it had been absorbed by Disney at that point. They really, Deadpool proved you could do an R-rated superhero film and have it make money, which was a very good thing. So somebody said, how do we make an R-rated X-Men movie that doesn't feel like a cheap cash-in or doesn't fuck with established canon or whatever? And somebody said, what if we did Logan? It's a much darker story, very different, you know, it's very different from your Marvel movie and whatever Deadpool was. So maybe that will draw people, and it did, and it worked. The only thing I'd really say Logan did kind of weird was they had the, like, the clone of Hugh Jackman that was younger fight him. But, you know, it's a comic book movie, so I kind of expect shit like that to happen. Yeah, that scene was kind of whatever.
Hello.
Quicksilver was the best part of Apocalypse. You and everyone else think that. Logan was more Western than a superhero movie. Yeah, that's why it was good. It starred a superhero that was washed the fuck up. It was an interesting take on his character and the genre as a whole.
A soldier from the nearby outpost survived and told us that you were present on the battlefield.
You dare come here and accuse us of taking him?
No.
Let me throw him out this Renaigse and his Ilkdaren.
Really more asking questions.
May they receive this punishment for their arrogance.
If I have to choke a bitch, I'll choke a bitch. Menace them!
You should calm down if you want the location of your camp.
I twirl my mustache at you in menace!
Is that a threat?
It's a promise, bitch. Oh, there you go.
Now, it hasn't been
that's
necessary
cooler.
to reveal to your enemies
It's a
where
fact.
your camp is. It would only require a few simple directions and your rebellion would soon be snuffed out.
Do you truly believe that we will back down from threats because we fear the lions?
Shouldn't you fear a
Perhaps
lion?
not, but please think.
Oh, they're suspicious again. They liked me, and then they didn't like me. It's literally 1 point.
I only ask one thing of you. That you tell me what happened. With neither lies nor omissions.
Very well. I accept this trade. My secret for your secret.
7 inches.
We
God.
heard the sounds of a terrible combat. The ground.
That's my
shook
secret.
all
Now
the
tell me
way
your
to our
secret.
homes. We went to sea, but we arrived too late. The last breath of Katasach.
Can't remember the last
had
superhero movie I
returned to
watched.
the wind when we arrived there. And many of the Renaigse were dead. We could do no more. We carried the body of the Donegad and brought it here.
He gave his life to protect Constantine.
There are a lot.
May he rest in peace. This request might surprise you, but we would like to see him.
Why? What do you want to do with him, Renaigse?
I'm trying to remember if Avengers
Examine
was the
him
last
to
one I saw.
understand what killed him.
It might have been.
We were told that an island native was there and that he likely led the attack.
No Donea Exregal would attack Katasach. You have been loyal.
Oh no,
Or they were mistaken.
That is
the second
very
of
reason I need to see his body. To understand.
what's his name?
You may see.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man's.
But if you
That's after
desecrate his
Avengers,
body,
and I saw that one.
You will pay for this offense with your life.
Will I? Oh. No, okay, they're just telling me where she is. Or her body. Or Katash's body. Oh no, he's dead? What? Katash, oh man, I liked him. He was cool. He liked me. I was thinking about superhero movies and you're telling me Katash is dead. Oh man. Maybe it won't be him. Maybe it'll be someone else who's like wearing a name tag, and that's why they're confused. Which is fine, I'd be confused at that too. Like, why did they have name tag technology here?
Katasach.
Oh no, that's him.
Seeing the state of his body. I hate myself for having suspected him.
You got Terrence Howard! Sort of.
I've doubted your loyalty and even more for what we are about to do. Now then. Let's see what story...
He's Don Cheadle. Yeah, they, intuition. Oh shit.
Afra would know how to get information from this body. I'll need to go and find her.
Oh well. Guess I'm just poking a corpse. Third Wolverine movie is based on a miniseries called Old Man Logan in the comics Dark Tone as well. I would imagine if it's based on that, yeah. Which honestly is an upgrade. Yeah, Terrence Howard is a bit loony.
Afra would know how to get information.
Oh, fine, I'll go get Afra.
I need to go and find her.
Is it really like... Gonna have to go to camp and get Afra. Ugh, fine, be that way. Where was I? Yeah, Terrence Howard's a bit weird. He's convinced math is wrong. Yeah, he came up with his own mathematical equations and formulas. And, like, he calls it Terrenceology. He has diagrams and everything to prove that his math is correct, and that the math we believe to be right is all wrong. Yeah, it's, Marvel kind of dodged a bullet not having to associate with that guy for a while. But nah, he's gotten into, like, arguments with Harvard. Kanye ain't even on that level. No, at least Kanye acknowledges 2 times 2 is 4 and 1 times 1 is 1. Terrence Howard's math is like, nah, 1 times 1 should be 2, and here, let me prove it to you. And then he proceeds to show us 3D diagrams he made in his own home to prove his math correct, that, like, several professors and sources have been like, this is flawed for 19 different reasons. And he's like, nah, you just don't get it. Your math's wrong, and mine's right. It's like, I don't know about that, Terrence. Maybe don't talk about the math thing. It's pretty weird. There's some interviews about it. Marvel dodged a bullet not having to be with him and getting Don Cheadle instead. Who, at the very least, say what you want about Don Cheadle, is not going around making his own math. Hey, Afra, for one time in my life I need you, so let's compose the squad. Petrus, take 5. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't change any in terms of the team there. Petrus, take 5. Afra, come with me. You and Petra don't get along, or Petrus don't get along, so I'm just gonna leave you there. I was going, it's like the second thing that came up. Yeah, it's rough. It's real weird. Like, Terrence, what are you doing, buddy? Don Cheadle's a good guy. Yeah, he seems real fun. And, you know, it's not hard to look, you know, good in comparison next to the guy that's trying to convince people math is wrong. That's a low bar they've set. But that aside, you know, John Cheadle is he's a delight on screen, and he seems like a really nice guy in person as well, so by all means, I'm all for that change. Mark Ruffalo, I've also heard. Really nice guy. Like, I think pretty routinely when they're asked who's the nicest, Mark Ruffalo is the guy whose name gets tossed around. Alright. Afra, take a look.
Here is the body of Katasach. Could you examine it and tell us what you make of
It
his
quotes the
wounds?
1 times 1 thing.
course.
Yup. I wasn't kidding about that.
First time I've examined a corpse. We note a great number of large, blunt force contusions, covering the entire surface of the victim's body. None of the wounds could be attributed to a blade or a spear, nor are there any visible bullet entry points. Practically every bone has been broken in multiple places. The rib cage was torn open and then collapsed. The open wound reveals multiple perforations of the vital organs. Here, the borders of the wounds have been singed. The flesh is blackened, exposed to a flame, no doubt. And we also note several patches of mineral residue. They seem oddly out of place in spite of the exotic
Goes into square
origin
roots.
of our deceased.
Yeah,
I
it's...
would be hard-pressed to tell you which of
He
them
and Scott
is the
Steiner would
fated
be a real
way,
fucking
but
meeting of the
one
minds if they
thing
ever got
is
to talking
certain.
about how math
He was
worked.
smashed violently
Maybe
by
that's
a
his
giant
problem.
rock.
Maybe Terrence Howard saw that interview with Scott Steiner and was
Yes.
like, it makes sense!
Wounds
The numbers
similar
don't
to
lie!
those given by a
He's
cannon
right!
shot, though in a less regular fashion.
The dead soldiers we found had identical wounds. As crazy as this may sound, whoever is responsible for this attack is capable of wielding molten rock.
In any other circumstance, your conclusion would qualify you for an asylum.
But I stand on the side of the improbable.
Oh, that's good.
The natives' powers reside outside the body of knowledge we possess.
We still don't really know who is actually behind this attack, nor what they want.
It's
Judging
next
by the
level.
severity
Yeah.
of these wounds, I fear the worst.
I
of
think,
consequences.
I think Terrence Howard's PR agents really
You've
prefer it
learned
if people
so
didn't
much.
talk about it,
You've
which
learned
is
to
why
fear.
it's not that
Your
well known.
instincts should have been enough.
We had to at least try. Are you not even concerned or angered by what happened to Katasach?
We've grown accustomed to the loss of lives, your relentless attacks and incessant treacheries.
We didn't fucking xenomorph the guy.
There's truth in your words. This attack is out of place.
Yeah, thanks.
Guardian and Donegad would never attack one another. There is a ritual that might help us. Anatalas Fair.
The Anatalis Fair. What is it? Tell me more.
It is a magical rite that only a person with a powerful bond to both spirits and nature can perform. It allows
Every
the
interviewer is under
Donegad
contract
who
not to bring up
chants
math or
it
numerical
relive
anything,
the last
or even
moments
quantifying anything.
of an unholy
I'd believe it. I believe that the PR guys get there and they're like, don't mention the math thing. You can't do the interview if you're going to bring up the math.
Yes. To my knowledge, only one Donegad still living knows the
Terrence Howard's got a new show. We want to promote that. Talk about the show.
She might be able to
Don't
tell
bring
us
up the
what has
math.
become of Constantine.
Just shut up about it.
You are quick to ask another to put her mind in danger for your own concerns. Imagine the pain
Don't even
of
mention
the wounds
numbers.
of another.
Yeah,
Shaking
camera
your
guy, don't
body
even
with
count
all
down.
your
Don't
death
even be like
crushes
3,
your
2, 1.
beating
Be
heart.
like ready,
This
set.
is what you must ask of the Tiernahach. It is the price she must pay for performing the ritual.
Only number you can bring up is 69 because I mean, really, who doesn't enjoy that? Even Terrence Howard is like, heh, nice, because he's only human. But other than that, no numbers.
Since that day, our Tiernahach Kadaktas has never breathed air with the same breath.
That would explain her distrust of the colonials.
Read that in 1 second,
You must make her
Arg.
see your purpose. It may be the only way you are going to learn the fate of your cousin.
Convince Mev the Tirnahath Kardakh to help you. Well, shit. They made it sound like she's not exactly the friendliest with us foreigners or the Reichschach or whatever they keep calling us. Well, I'll travel to her and that'll probably be that. Hey man, 3, 2, 1, Terrence Howard. What do you mean by... How dare you? Don't you know it's 3 kumquat 1? Who ever heard of 2? It's absurd. One fish, kumquat fish, red fish, blue fish, baby. I'm Terrence Howard. Father of Terranceology. The math of the future. Speaking of things quantifying people for loony bins, or qualifying people for loony bins. Yep, you're not wrong there. Saying math and by extension all other scientists are dumb and wrong. Well, I don't think he's insisting they're dumb and wrong. He's insisting they're dumb and wrong because they don't see how right he is at the end of the day. Like, he understands their error, but now that he's shown them the light, how could they insist on their old ways of math? It's really something. Coming up with your own dumb shit to counter it is one of the top reasons for sending it. Yeah, no. You should definitely, like... He is, yeah, it's definitely one of those cases where it's like, his agents and PR company really wish he wouldn't talk about the math. Like, you can only control what a guy says so much, but at the very least you can be like, if you talk about the math, we're fucking shutting this interview down. Don't do the math thing. We know, alright? Just don't bring up the math thing. We know how tempting it is, don't bring it up. Terrence the Enlightened One, Howard. Terrence, man of the future, Howard. Terrence, I showed them all in the end, Howard. Don't even measure. Don't bring up scores of any football games. Don't do shit, alright? Talking about the new show, and that's all. Maybe that was his problem with Marvel. Maybe he wanted more money because he was thinking about his own math strategy. And how, like, he should be getting paid more for doing 2 films, which is like 49 times the paycheck, or whatever the fuck his math would be. Said math, and by extension, other sciences, not scientists. You know what? Yeah, that's equally true. Alright, Mev, let's have a conversation and then see what's going on.
Why have you come here?
We're all excited, for your new release. It's coming for... Say what? No, the other kind of 4. There's only one kind of 4, and that's the Gulf 4. But the preposition... I'm gonna preposition your face! And they slaps him. And that's the interview.
I've come to ask you for help.
My help?
It's not Terrence Howard at that point. It's really more Tom Cruise via Oprah at that point.
My cousin has been taken.
Another classic interview if you haven't seen the Tom Cruise Oprah interview.
And in what way?
By performing the Anatalis Fair on the body of Katasak, the Donegad.
Katasak is dead.
It is a great tragedy.
This is a great tragedy.
He was a good character. I liked him.
Man.
Yeah!
Perhaps the best of us all.
Well, certainly the most memorable.
How did this happen?
He went with my cousin to a...
I, for one, wrong!
My cousin has disappeared, taken, according to a witness.
Yeah.
And Katasak suffered...
And, like, the 3D models he built are, like... They're meant to be the solar system, which somehow helped his argument? I don't know. It's wild. But, like, they're not correct models of the solar system either. He built them himself without, like, consulting proper anything. Diagrams, star charts. He just built it in a way that kind of backed him up, but was also wrong at the same time. It's...
Whales in suffering. Sinolminawi have died. The Anatalas Fair may kill me, but at least I will know. You will need to act as my Voglendaig and bring to me the necessary ingredients.
It's always ingredients with these people.
What do you require?
A potion.
It's always a potion as well.
Listen and remember, or write in your language what I shall tell you. Do not forget.
Remember what I say, or just write it down.
Taken from a place near the battlefield, because they contain the flesh of those who fell. As for the personal object of Katasak, find his weapon, because it knew his fury and his despair.
He didn't have a weapon when I found his body. I'll search the battlefield.
God, I have to go back
there. Where can I
there.
find him?
In Duren's camp. She recovered him after the battle.
Very well. Not far from there is a sacred circle. You'll find me there when you have united all.
Do this, he's convinced the Earth is actually Venus.
When the moon is high.
Maybe his math works on Venus, who knows? I mean, I don't have the stuff, so I'm not gonna go with you to the site. It won't I need his weapon and something from a battle. I need to go to the battlefield. Why would I go with her to the site?
I'll go and get the ingredients you require, and I'll find you there when the moment has come.
Yeah.
Safe travels.
I don't have that shit. Craft a potion for the ritual. Yeah, I need his weapon and... What does the potion require? Scavenger's organs. So, like, a crow's organs. I assume. There's going to be, like, maybe those flying enemies. I'll fight them there. But anyway, that's going to be next time. Past 3-hour mark, indeed. When we come back tomorrow, we're going to scavenge the battlefield for the makings of this potion. And we're going to find out what happened to our cousin. Or cousin, excuse me. Shame what happened to Katarach, or whatever his name is pronounced. But, them's the breaks, I guess. Until then, I will see you all tomorrow. Be good people. Don't do Terrenceology. Do real math. I don't like math either, Terrence, but... Come on, really now. It's... You should be better than that, is all I'm saying. Be good people.